one of two ways, right?
Yep.
You either, you need a little bit of minutes to get into it, or you come out flying. And the Ducks have come out in full force here, flying out of the gate. Whereas, as you said, the Rampage looked a little bit lost. So let's see here. So face-off win now. Rampage chopped off there by Lindell behind. He's doing a great job battling hard against the Brisbane defender. Lindell still with it, evades the check and reverses it into the far corner. Jones now chips that up, and the puck's going to squirt, but not far, only as far as Bennett with a shot. Crazy little deflection there, but the Brisbane defender able to collect and get it up to the half wall. McMahon's going to send that right where it came, and here's Lindell. Nice little move, but a poke check there by Jones only gets as far as Bennett. Bennett cycles it back down to Lindell. Lindell in front, over to Webster. In front for Ruddle. The puck now comes out into the corner. Nice little job by Webster. Shot by Lindell. Saved there by Novi Sedlak. Here's Bennett now on the blue line. Sends it through. Collected there by Webster. Webster shot through. Back, nice pinch there by Bennett, but the puck squirts out. So here come the Rampage. There's three of them. Here's Barnes there on the wing. Barnes pass, intercepted there by McMahon, who sends it into the corner. So here's Barnes now recycling it. Bennett's going to get there first for the Ducks, and he's going to send that around on the ice, but not out of the zone. Picked up by Ruddle there, but only gets it as far as the Brisbane defender there in Turk. So here comes Turk. He's going to deflect that in, but caught there out in the air by Big Dawes. Dawes 1 in on 4, still with it. Oh my, what a save there by Novi Sedlak. But Dawes coming in and making an opportunity out of absolutely nothing.
I think that's been at least the third time that the Rampage have had the puck stolen from them in their defensive zone by the Ducks forecheck.
Man.
In the first.
I mean, we know Hayden Dawes can score, right? Leading the PHL, but that was something out of nothing, really. Yep. Novi Sedlak, as he's done, he's actually, PHL saves leader so far in the season is Novi Sedlak. He's faced a lot of rubber, and he's made a lot of great saves, just like that last one.
Well, it's going to have a workout tonight if they don't do something about it.
So here's Logan Gallagher on the half wall for the Ducks. Rampage get it out, but Chris Drake's going to get there first. He reverses it over, regroups over to Robertson, and Dawes chips that in to negate the icing. So Corey Stringer going in hard on the forecheck, being supported by Gallagher, and Gallagher now battling on the far wall there with the Brisbane defender. So Bertassa recycles it now. Here the Rampage looking for a spec, but not able to connect on that pass, and that's going to get sent down the length of the ice, and giving Chris Drake the opportunity to regroup. So here's Dawes looking for Gallagher, but off the skate of Bertassa. Puck hits a couple legs and finds Robertson, who comes out with it now over the red line. Here's Robertson, leaves it over for Dawes. Dawes looking for Gallagher, but intercepted there by Speck. Speck's going to go off the wall and out, but only as far as Drake. Drake now there, gets it back for Bale, who sends that down the length of the ice, and Sobchak will battle there with Drake. Drake with a little poke check, then sends it across for Lindell. Lindell in his own zone on the half wall, collects it, sends it up to Dawes. Now it's Dawes and Ruddle, 2-on-2 into the Brisbane zone. Ruddle's going to send that deep, and Lindell's going to get there first for the Ducks. Rampage send that across, and here's Anderson. So here comes Josh Anderson looking across over, and Sobchuk now battling in with Bennett. Sobchuk with it, brings it, looking for that high, short side, but a great save there by Davis, and an even better clear there by Ryan Bennett.
Yeah, Ryan saved the bacon there for the Ducks on that occasion.
That's for sure. So we haven't seen much of Sobchuk. He's that type of player that needs the puck on his stick, and he has it now, but he's going to be forced to regroup with his defenders here in the defensive zone for the Rampage. Out comes Santilli, who sends that deep behind the net. Bennett's going to get there first for the Ducks. So Bennett sends it over to McMahon, who gets it up to Stringer. Nice little pinch there by Jones, who's going to keep it in for the Rampage. But with no forecheck, this is just going to allow Michael McMahon to collect it, and he's got plenty of time to pick out a pass, and that he does. So here comes Stringer over the red line. Corey Stringer for the Ducks. He's got Ruddle with him. Stringer still with it. Takes mine, looks in front for Ruddle, but just not able to get a shot on with a great defensive play there by the Brisbane defender. So here comes Big Barnes, walks around Troy Robinson, Barnes in on a breakaway shot, saved by Davis, point blank. The great Wallet Davis with another save.
Davis a little slow to get to his feet, but a good back check by Trevor Lau there, just cleaning up the mess.
That's for sure. So here's Trevor with the puck now. So Trevor Lau has the puck, sending it deep, collected there by Connor. Here come the Rampage off the skate of Lau, but here comes Smith. So Smith with it, looking across for Anderson. Another save by Dane Davis, who just got the body big there. and was able to block that save. So here's Trevor Lau now with the puck, sends that off the glass, gets it over to Tashuma. Tashuma over the blue line, stop there from the defender in Connor. But a nice job by Lindell to back check and lift that stick and pick that pocket. Lindell's absolutely buzzing tonight, ain't he, Carl?
Yep, well, he did a magnificent game last time he played here where he did a single-handed forecheck which kept the puck in the attacking zone for a good 30 seconds. He just keeps his feet moving. He's so quick.
So here we are. So Ducks are going for a change, which is going to allow Brisbane to have some time, which hasn't been often. Every time they've touched the puck, they've been pressured hard by the Ducks. But here they come. Speck over to Bale. Bale with a shot into the breadbasket there of Dane Davis, and he gobbles that up. No rebound. And Ducks just reminding the Rampage that they're not welcome in our house.
Now, this is something the Ducks have to be very careful of. Over the last few games, they've effectively given away games by getting themselves stuck in the penalty box for way too long. And we know that the Rampage are going to get feisty. That last game they played up in Brisbane turned into a slugfest in the second period, where the second period went for over an hour because of all the disruptions due to penalties. The Ducks have to stay out of the box. They've got to stay disciplined.
Another save there by Davis. And for those of you that just saw as Carl was talking, that replay of Dane Davis, Barnes did a great job to get around Robertson, but Dane Davis, just the big man that he is, able to get the body and make a hell of a save. So face-off here, won by Webster. Bennett collects it and sends it over to McMahon. McMahon battling hard and just reverse hits the Rampage player, and that was Cedra just put on his backside. Ruddle in, takes a shot, saved by Novi Sedlak, and he'll cover up, and we'll have a face-off in the offensive zone for the Ducks to the right of the young netminder.
It's going to be an interesting tussle. The Rampage have picked it up in the last couple of minutes, which they desperately needed to do that first 5 minutes. They looked shocked by the intensity that the Ducks came out. But they've improved in the last couple of minutes and got themselves a bit of flow and some pressure.
There we are. So Hayden Dawes facing off against Cedra, and face-off won by the Rampage. But nice job by Troy Robertson, not able to keep it in, and Bale nearly got through, but Robertson recovered and sends that down the length of the ice, and the Rampage will be forced to regroup here. They send it up on the half wall, comes out. Trevor Leo is going to send that deep. Puck's going to come behind the net, and it looks like Sean Jones will get there first for the Rampage. He rims that around, comes up to Bale, intercepted there by Dawes, but a great back check there by Bale allows Brisbane to come out. So here comes Sobchuk in on Leo, drops it there for Bale. Bale still with it, shot, save, looking for the rebound, but wasn't able to collect. Sobchuk picks up the puck, off the back, he scores! Oh, pocket picked, and Sobchuk bounces it off the back of Dane Davis. And before anyone knew where it was, the puck was in the back of the net, and we've got a tie game.
That's absolutely one of the hallmarks of Sobchuk's game. He'll make an opportunity out of nothing, even when the rest of his team's not really letting him down, but not firing on all cylinders. He can just create an opportunity and find a way to put a puck in the net.
So just took it off to Shuma there, and then just shot it off the back of the knee. It's a tough one. Real tough one there. Great poise, though, from Sobchuk, just to see a little bit of space there and send it off the back of Davis. But, great forecheck there by the Rampage, and that's probably one that they deserve, kind of coming back and getting a little bit of that offensive pressure in the last few shifts.
It was the first real bit of pressure they managed to put on, and they scored from it.
There you go. So here we go, 1-1 hockey game. Puck's in the offensive zone for the Ducks. McMahon sends that down for Webster on the half wall, who reverses it down to the corner for Lindell. He was looking to send that in front for Ruddle, but that was intercepted there by Connor for the Rampage. Puck now comes out, and just not able to handle it was McMahon, who will now send that over there for Webster. Looking for Lindell, and Lindell now with it. Lindell in the slot, winds up shot, kick save in a beauty by Novi Sedlak. And that puck goes out of the zone, and that's Craig Armstrong-Frey saying that was off the glass and out, as I think a few of those Ducks players were hoping for a delay of game penalty against the Brisbane Rampage.
Not that time, but that Bradley Lindell, he's it's pretty quick. A little bit lost for words there. He's so fast at moving around, and he's going to be a real weapon for the Ducks in their finals.
Yeah, for sure. Well, as I said, he's been walking around with a lot of swagger over here last week or so. And I had a pleasure of actually getting to meet his parents as well on Thursday night. Two lovely, lovely people. So hope you guys are enjoying the game as well if you're watching at home or if you're here in the rink. So here's Chris Drake now sending the puck deep. Puck goes behind the net. Collected there by Webster. He's got Drake at the point, but decides to not use it. He walks out himself, sends it in. Sticked into the corner there by Novi Sedlak and collected there by the Brisbane Rampage player. So here comes Anthony Barnes, who gets it out, and we've got a offside coming through now here.
There was the referee's hand up, I think, there for a penalty. Looks like we've got an interference. Webster. It's not what the Ducks need. They've got to stay out of the box. If they give away these opportunities with just silly stuff getting in the box, it cost them so badly over the last few games. It's cost them wins. They need to maintain their composure and their discipline to give themselves a chance. Yeah,
you know what? So far this season, we've had, I think now that brings Liam Webster up to 34 points, which is 2 off the lead of Derry Adler, which isn't something that you'd say is really much in Webster's game. But, you know, he's always in the fray. You know, he's out there a lot. And when you're out there a lot, you're bound to have some of those opportunities. So power play here for the Rampage. Sobchuk sends that in, deflected by Harley Anderson, but only into the corner now. So Harley Anderson collects it, and Trevor Leo was going for the puck, and Anderson was down shot. Blocker saved there by Davis. So I think the Brisbane Rampage wanted a penalty there as Harley Anderson went down on the poke check from Lau, but glove save there by Davis. So yeah, the Brisbane Rampage wanted a penalty there in the corner with Anderson falling down, but Armstrong, referee Armstrong Frey was very quick to wave that off.
Interesting too. See, you can just see Dawes went for the clearance out from that one and got intercepted. I think he'd be fairly disappointed with that, giving the Rampage that opportunity.
So face off here for Harley Anderson. He goes forward. McMahon collects it and sends it out, but Sobchuk collects it. Now he'll wait for his team to tag up, and Brody Lindell is the lone forechecker. So Sobchuk finds Anderson. Nice poke check by Tashuma, and Lindell will get that down the rest of the way. Kill off a few more seconds here on this penalty. So here's what the Rampage would want, but Lindell intercepts it. So Brody Lindell shot, and that goes high and out of play, and he tried to go short side shelf there, but Novi Sadlak was able to get a blocker on that one.
I think it's safe to say that Lindell's going to be one of the superstars of this league. When you first saw him, he'd only just got off the airplane from Canada, and he was a bit jet lagged, but he's well and truly found his feet in Australia now, and this young man's on fire.
Yeah, great kid too. I mean, of course, all Canadians are, right?
Well, so they claim. The expression of Americans with manners was one that was occasionally banded out, but I'm fairly sure that's a bit of a gross generalisation. This face-off will be an interesting one. We'll see how the two teams set up.
There we are. So Sobchuk facing off against Lindell, battling hard. Sobchuk forcing to try to twist and turn, but Lindell's up to the task. And Lindell with it to backhand. Mate, this kid's got swagger today.
He's that one-man forecheck. He's just fantastic at applying it.
That's for sure. So here come the Brisbane Rampage, which really haven't had much on this power play. Tashuma's going to forecheck, but Santilli's going to collect. Drop that for Sobchak, and Sobchak's going to go. So here comes Sobchak. He's got some space. Tashuma back checking, forcing Sobchak just to drop that there for Connor. Connor's going to skate this in himself. He's got Bale. Drops it now for Connor. Connor shot, and that goes high and wide. First to it is Tashuma, who still has it. Not able to get it out as that's kept in there by Barnes. Shot. Nice stick save there by Davis. Puck comes out for Santilli. Tashuma collects it. Bale chips it back there for so save. Comes out. Sobchak shot again. Scores! Owen Sobchak on the rebound. Power play goal. It's a 2-1 hockey game.
He wasn't going to miss that one. That was a gift for him, that rebound.
Hey, Dane Davis was furious on that. That all happened in slow-mo. I saw it in front of my own eyes, right? He made that first save. And then that puck just came straight out to Sobchuk, and wasn't able to do much on that. The netminder, he did get over, but just great shot there by the leading scorer, up to 37 points now so far in just the 14 games or 15 games if you include today.
Well, he's certainly the danger man of the Rampage, and the Ducks have got to find a way to shut him down, make sure he doesn't get those loose pucks in the slot.
So after a really great start by the Ducks, they came flying out of the gate. Rampage have scored.
We've still got sound. Sorry, we've had a little technical glitch, but we're still with you. Just bringing up to speed, it is 8 minutes to play. Brisbane leading 2-1 to the Melbourne Ducks.
There we are. So as you mentioned, this is a big game for the Brisbane Rampage, right? They want that home final, which subsequently would be here. But here's Brody Lindell with the puck in the corner now, circling. Still with it is Lindell. He's going to circle that back up for Robertson. He's now going to send that on deflected. Ruddle's in front. Puck's loose. Webster collects it, and Robertson's calling for it at the back. Robertson now shot in. Saved there by Novi Sadlak with no rebound. We'll have a face-off there to his left.
Just to bring you up to speed on the game over in Adelaide at the moment, the Avalanche currently up 4-1 to the close halfway through the second.
Yeah, so the Rampage, as we mentioned, just really looking, obviously hoping to get the full 6 points here this weekend. They're hoping to get that home final. You know, they've lost, I believe, a little bit of a streak. I think they've lost 5 of 6, I believe, coming into this game.
They're desperate for a win.
So they, you know, that's not like what they're used to. They're a very high-scoring team. They just haven't been able to stop it on the back end. So the Ducks hopefully can, you know, pop a few more in and get this game back on their style of play. So here's McMahon now with the puck for the Ducks in his own zone. He circles out. He's going to send that up for Stringer. Stringer's got Dawes and Gallagher with him. Stringer takes it over the line. He now finds Dawes. Dawes brings it into slot, backhand. Saved there by Novi Sedlak. And Brisbane done a great job there of just protecting that house and not allowing any of the Ducks to get in on that rebound.
It's been a fairly physical game so far, with clean but physical. With fair few body impacts starting to come in. That's going to make a difference in the second and third.
So here we go. So here's Dawes, wins the faceoff back for Bennett. Gets it back to Dawes. Dawes tried to shoot it through, but that was blocked. Gallagher will collect it, though. He'll reverse that behind the net. We've got a hand up, and it looks like we'll have the Brisbane Rampage going to the penalty box for a high sticking penalty, and that's Olin Sobchuk, our 2-goal scorer, and he doesn't believe it, but Stringer was touching his face. It was a little painful.
Sobchuk's got a lot of points, but he's also got a lot of penalties. So he doesn't stay out of the box. That's a loss for the Rampage, because as we've seen, he is their prime scorer.
For sure.
And if he's out, then it's a good opportunity for the Ducks to get back in.
I think it's also, you know, worth mentioning too, like Sobchuk's such a great player, such a great skater. He's out on the ice so often, but also as one of the smaller guys, he has to play with a little bit of an edge, right?
Yep.
If he's going to make a difference, and that might, you know, sometimes cross the line. But here come the Ducks, who hopefully will be trading power play goals, as they were scored against on the last power play for the Brisbane Rampage. They're leading the league right now for penalty power play percentage. They're up there about the 25% mark. So they're about 1 in 4 roughly as this season is gone, and they'd be hoping here. So here's Dawes now. Dawes in front, scores! Hayden Dawes, what a beauty! He walks out of the corner and just outweights Novi Sedlak and tuck that into the right side to tie this game at 2.
Well, there's been a bit of a coin of phrase around here, which is Dawes time towards when there's a goal that's needed. Dawes steps up and quite often makes it happen. So we're in Dawes time here.
Yeah, what a job. Just chips it out, outweights it, tucks it in. And then the little celly, I don't know if you noticed that one, but the little celly to the bench, the little let's go boys, let's get it going. It's a dandy, that's for sure.
And we're all square at 2 goals apiece.
There we go. So trading power play goals here in the first period. We're back to where we started, right?
Yep.
With nothing to separate these two teams.
Shots on the net so far: Ducks 17, Rampage 11.
There we are. So face-off, one forward there by Cedra, but collected there by Drake, who finds Robertson. Robertson sends it up there for Lindell. Collected there, and now Lindell with it. He's going to send that across over for Drake. He regroups over to Robertson. And here comes Lindell. So Lindell over the blue line, walks around Turk. Lindell now shot, and that goes high. Drake will get that there on the point. He's going to reverse that in for Webster, looking for Lindell, but intercepted there by Bertassa. So the Brisbane Rampage are out now. Bale will send that deep, and out comes Davis to hold the puck. Davis now will send that across, looking for Ruddle, who collects it on the half wall, sends it high, and Webster will just get that out of the blue line, and he'll go for a change, and Big Dawes comes off the bench, our latest goal scorer.
Just a little bit of miscommunication there behind the net earlier between Dick Davis and I think it might have been Trevor Lau. Gave the Rampage a bit of an opportunity.
Save there by Davis after a shot from Speck. And that's the 3rd shot in a row now that the Rampage have shot low stick side. So they might be looking for maybe a couple rebounds based on kind of that last goal that went in.
Well, I think we all know, Gossie, that goalies have great hands. But if you can get rebounds off their pads, that's where the gold is.
You know what? I will tell you what. I mean, it's not often that Davis gives up a rebound. But as he said, I mean, if he does, it's you know, all up to the defenders to block that one.
You can safely say he'll stop the first one.
That's for sure. So here's Jones for the Rampage in his own zone. He regroups that over to Connor, who sends it off the half wall up for Sobchuk. Sobchuk not able to get that around Stringer, who collects it now, and he'll take that in himself. So Stringer drops it for Tashuma. Tashuma looking to send it in and just offside. And, you know, Stringer looked up to the clouds, and Bennett said, "Don't worry, mate. You had the right idea."
Yep. So what we teach our beginning players, it's if you make the right decision and you don't quite make it work, that's okay. If you make a bad decision and get away with it, it's a bad thing.
You know, we talk about some of the outs from this game. I'm a little upset that we're missing Derry Adler, because last time we were here, Adler and Bennett, they were not happy with one another, and Bennett's become this big bruising bad boy for the Ducks, and I was hoping to see him maybe go toe-to-toe with Adler, at least throw a couple big bodies. But here comes a big body, and Hayden Dawes walks around Connor, regroups, circles. He's got Bennett, and he finds him. Bennett back to McMahon, who sends that deep over for Tashuma. Tashuma now shot through, rebound, puck comes in for Stringer. Dawes still with it, and the puck squirts out now for McMahon. Battling, bouncing puck, comes out, pinched there by Bennett, who gets there first, sends that deep, and that now goes behind the net. Bennett decides to just stay back and allow his teammate and McMahon to provide an option. So McMahon sends it up now for Webster. Doesn't like what he sees, so he'll regroup, allowing his team to change. Out comes Lindell, who just chips that forward to himself. He'll collect that in the corner. Still with it is Lindell, but with 3 Rampage players there, just a little outnumbered. And out with the puck comes Sobchak. So we've got a hand up here. The Ducks will be going to the, will be getting a penalty the minute they touch the puck, and we'll have a power play again for the Brisbane Rampage.
I'm not quite sure what that one was for. It looks like it's Lindell who's got the 2.
So it looks like that's Brody Lindell. I would imagine that that has to do with that little battle in the corner. He went in and he had 3 Rampage come in on him. And from the looks of it, just a little bit of a slash, and he'll sit for hopefully the full 2 minutes if you're a Ducks fan, or less if you're one of the fans coming down from Brisbane, right?
The Ducks have to make sure they own that space in front of the slot and clear it out. If Sobchak gets another one of those golden opportunities, he's not going to miss. He's on the ice now for the Rampage. He is, as we know, their danger man.
So big face-off here, and I wouldn't be surprised. What they like to do is win that back to Smith and then quickly get that over to Sobchak. So there we go, gets it to Smith, and where does he go with it? Right over to Sobchak. Sweet, just like we drew it up, boys. Sobchak looking for Smith, but just out of the reach. But Smith still collects it. So Smith here on the far wall sends it over to Sobchak. Sobchak walking down now on the half wall, still with it. Sobchak having a look, gets it back to Smith. Smith winds up shot, and that just goes wide. Barnes will collect it here, and he reverses it back down for Sobchak. Sobchak now in the far corner here with the puck. He'll walk that out to the point. Sobchak bringing it into his forehand, winds up, sends it over to Barnes, and that goes off a stick. Great stick there by Ruddle, and deflects out into the netting, and we'll have a face-off.
You can see the Rampage running 2 players in close on the stick side, sorry, on the glove side of Dane Davis there at the early part of that power play, trying to set him up with some traffic.
It's no wonder the guy's a leading point scorer in the PHL, because everything seems to go through Sobchak. It's almost like a flywheel where Sobchak literally just goes around the whole ice. He starts on the point, he ends up in the corner, ends up in the other one, and he just goes around, and the Rampage essentially just hold it and look through him. He's kind of that quarterback, as you'd call it, of this power play, and here he is now. So he's going to collect that with speed, skate it in, dropping it there for Harley Anderson, who knows how to put the puck in the net himself. So here comes Harley Anderson, taking it wide, shot, rebound in front, and cleared all the way down by the Ducks captain.
On there with just a bit of intelligence and wisdom, just dump it away, run down another 20 seconds. There's under a minute to go in this power play.
There we go, and that was that play we were talking about earlier, right? Dane Davis makes the first one, and his defender has to get there first, and the first one there was our captain for the Ducks in Michael McMahon. So over the line, here's Jones. Nice job just to sidestep Bennett, who was lining him up. Comes to Barnes, shot, kicks out. Where's the puck? It's with Stringer. So Stringer has it, chasing back as Barnes. Stringer's 1-on-3. Nice move to get around Anderson. Takes it into the slot. Stringer still with it. Drops it back over for Dawes. With the power play, with the penalty kill, sorry. The Ducks will just try to waste a little bit of time, but that's a miscue. So Harley Anderson with it, shot, just goes wide. Collected there by Barnes, out in front. Stringer's gonna get there now, and he'll get that down the just as far as the red line there for Sobchak. So Sobchak now over the red line, little mohawk, comes in, evades one check, he's in, skates in front, oh, shot! Save there by Davis as Owen Sobchak danced and darted and got through, but just wasn't able to get a shot. Look at this. Look at the black jerseys around him, just stick handling in a phone booth, but nice job by McMahon to lay the body and just prevent the young Canadian there from being able to get a shot off.
And you can see the importance of a defensive player playing position, not person. Then McMahon back, and ultimately Sobchak had to come to him.
That's for sure.
And with 3 seconds to go on the power play.
So here we are. So the Brisbane Rampage keep the puck in. That was a very important job done there by Lachlan Young as Brody Lindell was coming out of the box. And speaking of the devil, here's Brody Lindell. Was looking for Ruddle, but a great job there by Bertassa to block that and get the puck deep. So here comes Troy Robertson finding Lindell. Lindell would be desperate here to get on the score. Should have to be in the penalty box. Taking a shot, and that just goes wide out in front. There it is. Where's the puck? Does he have it? He does. Novi Sedlak under his pad. I think
Lindell thought he had it.
Yeah, Brody had a little smirk on the face, but great job to get the pad down there was Novi Sedlak, and a couple great saves. So here it is off the back wall.
And it's fair to say too, just a
front.
little bit of luck.
So that was actually off Lachlan Young, and then Brody got the rebound, but Novi Sedlak had his glove right back there and kept it out. So great job there, Novi Sedlak. Nicholas, hell of a save. That's not an easy one for sure. You never anticipate your own team shooting on you, right?
Nope. It's horrible when it happens. We've all done it.
Oh, trust me.
Unfortunately, there's no prize for the leading own goal scorer.
That's the one no one would want to win, right?
Yep.
So here we go. Puck's in the Duck zone, kept in by Trevor Lau. He sends that in, and the puck comes out to Webster. Webster sends it over to Robertson, who sends that on to Novi Sedlak, who sends that into the corner. Ruddle battles hard there with Jones, and in comes Lindell to support. So we've got Lindell supporting Ruddle. Jones still with it, but out comes Ruddle. Ruddle gets it to Webster, winds up, shot. A little flutter, but that goes wide. Harley Anderson will now get the puck out, but Trevor Leal will send that deep, allowing his team to touch up and come in with the forecheck. So here comes the captain for the Brisbane Rampage, and Harley Anderson. He's over the blue line. Still with it is Harley Anderson. Tried to reverse it, but puck came out to the neutral zone, and off the bench there is Bertassa. He'll send that down the length of the ice.
10 seconds to play. This is going to run out the period.
There we go. So Trevor Lau is going to take it behind. He's got 4 seconds. I would imagine he's just going to wait, and there we go.
And so at the end of the first period, it started off all Ducks for the first 5 minutes. The Rampage looked absolutely shell-shocked by the intensity that the Ducks came out, and they piled on an early goal through Ruddle right away within the first two and a half minutes. And then Sobchak for the Rampage puts 2 in, including 1 power play goal, which was just an absolute gift for him, just a really juicy rebound. And then Hayden Dawes sweeps back and puts 1 back in. Bradley Lindell, very unlucky there not to get a couple of goals. He's created a lot of opportunities so far as he makes his way through the middle of the ice, and has the same sort of silky hands as a Sobchak there. Perhaps the two of them could have a contest on who's got the slickest hands, because they've been beautiful at moving through heavy traffic. Yeah. I think at the moment the Rampage, they're going to struggle because it looks like they're just a one line at the moment. They've only got one player who's really caused any offensive trouble, but he is very, very good, and that is of course on Sobchak. Gossi, your thoughts on that?
Yeah, I think you mentioned it. It's no wonder Hayden Dawes right on the score sheet, leading goal scorer.
Dawes time.
Owen Sobchak, leading points getter in the league. Again, all over the score sheet. And again, 19 saves for who? The leading saves of the league. Yep. So we've got all the stars out here tonight. As you mentioned, we're really looking forward to seeing how the rest of this game goes. And we're going to have an interview, and we're going to have one of my favorite names to call, Mr. Ryan Ruddle, who scored the first goal scorer tonight. We'll have Grace interviewing him in a moment now. So we'll cut to Grace right now, and let's hear what she has to say with Ryan Ruddle.
Ryan, thanks for joining us. Now, physical, what do you think the key is to beating Brisbane?
Oh man, I love the physical games. I think we all rise to the occasion for them, hey. But I think when we've done well against these guys, we've just played a really structured game. Really relied on our process. The start of this game has obviously been a little bit, back and forth, nice push. But they're definitely a fun team to play against for sure.
And you had yourself an involvement in a score in the first couple of minutes. Can you walk us through that? What was going through your mind there? I have no idea. I think it's a bit of a broken play, and kicked it from my skates to my stick, and I got my mum and dad in the crowd for the first time, over from New Zealand for the first time in 3 years, so got a bit of pressure to put that one away, and luckily snuck through. Couldn't tell you how, but a bit of a blur, but stoked on the result. Yeah, perfect first impressions. Well, good luck for the rest of the game, and go Ducks.
So Ruddle there telling us like it is that a lot of the times when you do try and get that shot on the net, it's like, I don't quite know how I managed to do it, but I saw a net and then I saw a puck and the net was in and the puck was in the net, and that's a goal. So it's an instinctive thing for guys at this level. It's great to see Ruddle's parents here in the crowd enjoying the show. So they've got a pretty good healthy crowd here at the Ice HQ. So Gossie, what are your thoughts on that period?
Yeah, as I mentioned, great energy, and always nice to score one. That one's for you, Mom, right? I know the few times my parents have come and visited and I've played in beer league, I always tend to grip the stick a little bit harder. You know what I mean? Like you want to perform. So no, great job there for Ruddle. But I think we're going to see a lot of it. Both these teams love to play in the offensive zone, right? Yep. So I think when we look at the end of this game, it's going to be which teams being able to isolate, those top scorers, the guys like Sobchuk. But I think the thing that's leading towards the Ducks right now is they seem to have those two lines flowing, right? It's just that
more depth.
really
the
well.
Depth that the Rampage are going to struggle with, especially with guys from their team missing, and they're going to really miss McTaggart. Him not being here is going to be a real problem for them, because it is meaning that pretty much their main scorer is going to be Sobchak, and he'll mostly be it. So the Rampage will need to find some depth if they're to give themselves a fighting chance. They've done well through the first, but the interesting thing is in terms of styles, there's two distinct styles in teams playing in this particular contest. We've got the Ducks and the Rampage, who are the big, strong, physical guys, and you've got the Adelaide Avalanche and the Coast, who are the little fast guys. And at the moment, just to bring you up to speed, over in Adelaide, the score currently 5-1 to the Avalanche, beating the Coast, which will be solidifying. If they win this one, it makes them much harder to knock them out of finals contention for the Avalanche, which is obviously what they want.
Beautiful.
But the two teams are very, very contrasting styles, whereas the Rampage and the Ducks are very similar. They're big guys, they hit hard, they want hard hits, and it's a physical, punishing game. And that I think the Ducks will probably win if it stays down that path, just because they are bigger and they play that game better than the Rampage play it, or certainly they have up till now.
Well, coming up next, we're going to have the game within the game. These are always my favorite, our intermission games that we have here in Melbourne. And tonight we actually have a new one.
We do.
So we're going to be having a bubble race. So some of you might have seen those, bubble soccer, bubble things, those guys in the big round bubbles. We're going to have a couple of those out on the ice, a couple of people running through pylons.
Yep.
I'm super excited to see how that unfolds.
And I'm hoping that the rink's insurance policy's paid up. What could possibly go wrong?
I'm sure it is there. But I think with that we might cut, take a little break, and we'll see you back for our little bubble race in a moment's time.
Sounds like a plan, Mr. Goss. We'll talk to you all soon.
Awesome.
What's up, guys? This is Matt Watson coming to you from Ice HQ Melbourne inside Tony the Transporter. When I finished packing for this year-long adventure here down under and only had this much luggage, I assumed that I had forgotten something important, like an anti-venom for a snake bite, or a spider bite, or a bite of Vegemite. Man, that stuff's gross.
Oh, man.
Turns out that important item that I should have brought but didn't was a pair of hockey skates. That's right, you heard me correctly, hockey skates. Never in a million years did I think that by moving to Australia and living in a van, I would fulfill my lifelong dream of playing for a league hockey team. But that is exactly what happened, and stick around to the end of the video, you'll even get to see my very first and so far only goal.
What's comedy?
What?
You got some comedy?
Huh?
You wanted comedy? It's Matt. What's in comedy?
Now, I'm well aware that being a Canadian in Australia, saying that I joined a ice hockey team to any Aussie I meet makes me a walking stereotype. How's it going, eh? What's great about hockey is that we get nose jobs without ever having to go to the hospital. Buddy, I'll fight a kangaroo if he drops his gloves. Yet, for some reason, despite being from the capital city of Canada, I played my first ever official league hockey game right here in Australia. If this ever gets back to our Prime Minister, Justin Bieber, oh man, he's gonna chop off my Justin Trudeau. This, my friends, is Ice HQ, home of the Melbourne Ducks and one of 2 arenas in this city. Yes, there are hockey rinks here in Australia, so stop being so darn ignorant. Seriously though, before joining this team, I didn't think there was ice here either. I discovered this incredible league when a fellow player came to one of my Melbourne Comedy Festival shows and invited me. And I was like, dude, just because I'm from Canada doesn't mean that I play ice hockey. Seriously though, how much is it? One of the biggest deterrents for getting into this sport for most people is the financial investment it takes to get all of the gear needed to play. In fact, that's the main reason why I didn't get to play growing up. Yet, for this particular community, not owning a single piece of hockey equipment isn't a problem. Included within your league registration fee for joining Ice HQ's C2 Adult Development Team, which is incredibly reasonably priced for the record, and that's saying something coming from me. I live in a van. The rink will provide you with absolutely everything you need to play, from the helmet on your head to the skates on your feet, and it can be borrowed before every game thanks to the head organizer Jane and her incredible commitment to everything involving this community. Then her equally passionate partner, Coach Carl, harnesses her labor of love teaching every player the ins and outs of the good old hockey game, never losing his patience no matter how many times he's got to explain offside. Now, despite never playing an official ice hockey game in my life, I was pretty confident going in there, having watched the Toronto Maple Leafs play all season long. So I got my locker room excited to a 10 by saying I was Canadian, and then didn't live up to the hype. What an absolute blast that was. I've played organized sports my entire life, and I'm here to tell you that this particular community is something special. I don't care where you're from. If you're involved with ice hockey in Australia, then you're darn passionate about this sport. Not only are all their games streamed on the Ice HQ YouTube channel, which I will link on the screen and the description below, but after playing only 3 games, I already feel a part of a family. One that sticks around to watch their peers play the next game, or gathers upstairs to watch a stream of the Melbourne Ducks all together, and gifts equipment from one player to another, including a brand spanking new pair of mitts from Coach Carl, guaranteeing I'll never get in a fight because these beauties are just too cozy to drop. So if you're in Victoria, Australia, and you want to play hockey, regardless of your financial situation or your skating ability, and even if you cheer for the Montreal Canadiens, you're welcome here at Ice HQ. And from this van-dwelling Canadian comedian in particular, thank you for making my dream come true. Hey, you beautiful person, by watching this video, you are already supporting me, so thank you so much for doing that. If you want to go a little bit extra, it's super easy, and you can feel great about yourself because it helps me out a ton. Just give the video a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and then just send it to a friend. Be like, check this guy out, he is hilarious. I've also got the Ice HQ YouTube channel linked over here if you want to see this crazy Canadian try to play hockey here in Australia. But that is it for this one. Thank you for watching, and I'll talk to you next week. What's up, guys? This is Matt Watson coming to you from
A big thank you to our principal sponsor, Moondog Craft Brewery. Moondog World is just around the corner at 32 Chifley Drive in Preston. Visit their indoor lagoon with 72 beers on tap, Palmer's burgers, and a whole lot more.
Hockey is made of many things. Of early morning practices and cold rinks. Sticks and skates. Fresh sheets of ice and scuffed boards. Of grit and guts. Passion and power. Performance and precision. It's made of crushing physicality and split-second agility. Of generation after generation of lacing up, raising the cup, and not once giving up. We've always been and always will be true to this game. And this game doesn't demand much, just everything you've got. CCM.
Welcome back to Ice HQ Ice Rink here in the Reservoir, Melbourne, Australia, where we are watching round 8, game 1 between the Melbourne Ducks and the Brisbane Rampage. At the end of the first, the Melbourne Ducks and the Rampage tied on 2 goals apiece. Ryan Ruddle and Hayden Dawes doing the damage for the Ducks, and Owen Subcheck scoring both of the goals for the Rampage. Shots on, 21 to the Ducks, 14 to the Rampage, as we're about to get things underway. First period, the Ducks came out hard. The Malays from the first 10 minutes not present at this point in time, and they surprised the Rampage with how fast they came out of the blocks and got a lot of quality opportunities early. The Rampage strengthened through the period and were good through the midsection of it. The Ducks getting a little bit more dominant towards the finish. And we're about to get underway with the second period. Anton Goss, over to you.
Yeah, no, the great points there, Carl. Just before puck drops here, I'd like to give a special congrats to some of our Ducks that were involved in the Tange Cup recently. The win, so Vic became victorious over, and they won over WA in a dramatic shootout, backstop by Ducks goalie Tommy Forrest. Justin, Adam, Jed, and Kieran were also out there, and Coach Pat and the physio Kiara was also out there supporting the Vic. So congratulations on being national champions there to the young Victorians here on the Duck squad.
Also, just in case you're wondering where Justin Dixon is, he's over in Mexico at the moment playing in the under-20 Australian team at the Division 3 World Championships.
So here we are, the first, this line's been all over the ice here for the Ducks. Webster winning the puck for McMahon to send that deep. So here comes Jones for the Rampage in his own zone, circles it back with a great forecheck there by Ruddle. Ruddle kicks it to his stick, finds McMahon on the point, walks slapper, deflected there by Lindell, but deflected wide. Bennett will get there and he'll send that in, but a great blocker save there by Novi Sedlak. McMahon sends it, another save, puck's from his body, it's in, scores! Ryan Ruddle, the puck's in, it's a goal! And maybe not. The puck was in.
Our angle here is not great, but it looked to us like it was in.
So referee has his hands up. He hasn't necessarily waved it off, but he definitely hasn't said it's a goal. Let's see what this on the replay. 30 seconds there for the Ducks. So puck came out, and there it is, and the puck, yeah, puck definitely looked like it. Cross the line there. But the referee says no goal.
So no goal.
It's no goal. So here we are, face off to the right there of Novi Sedlak. One forward there by Webster, who battles there with Bertassa. Puck comes out to Lindau with a shot, hit the chest and covered there by Novi Sedlak.
So a very intense first 30 seconds there for the Brisbane Rampage, being blasted by the Ducks, who've come out from that initial face-off win and just straight in with 2 very high-quality shots indeed, including one which, well, could well have been a goal, but the referee is the one who decides reality. And that's what it is.
Yeah, whole puck has to cross the line.
Yep.
That was a very quick replay, right? So, we could play it back a million times. But, as you said, referee was right there, and he waved that off. And it's no goal, right?
The referee is the ultimate determiner of reality in any sport.
It's interesting, too, so often these kind of things can happen. You feel hard done by as a Ducks player, right? You're like, that was in, that was a goal. And that can affect you on the ice. But you know what? What's done is done.
Yep.
You're not arguing or lamenting the fact isn't going to change it. So they just got to keep coming out and doing the same thing that got them that opportunity to begin with. So, again, one forward there by Webster.
Webster with the sneaky shot on the net from the face-off, which is always a favourite of mine.
For sure. So here's Lindell now on the half wall, intercepted there by Bertassa, who bounced it off the wall. Bertassa chips it to himself, and now there's 3 Brisbane Rampage on 1. There's Bertassa in front. Oh! Stretched across was Dane Davis, and the Rampage weren't able to tuck that one in. So here's McMahon now with it, and but takes it to the protection of his own net. Sends it up on the half wall over to Webster, who sends it across for Ruddle. Ruddle over with speed. He's got Lindell with him. Still with Ruddle. Cutting in front. Reverse back shot. Saved by Novi Sedlak. And with Bertassa there collecting the puck, Harley Anderson's going to go to the box for 2 minutes.
And we're going to see the second chance for the Ducks power play. The first one successful.
Oh, look at this.
They do have an excellent power play.
Yeah.
Ruddle just fanning that one.
Lindell just blocked that one off the post. Man, so Ruddle did such a great job protecting the puck, and then just drops it for Lindell. And look at that! Oh, off the glove in the post.
I'm not sure that.
Yeah, tough penalty.
I'm not sure that was a miss. That was a pass by Ruddle. I think he was trying to score.
I'm not going to say the hockey gods make things work, but that looked like it could have been a goal for the Ducks, and I didn't really see the hole too much on that one. But obviously we didn't see it from the same vantage point. But here comes Webster. So Webster with the puck now in the corner, cycles it back down for Dawes. Dawes protects the puck, and look at the size difference with him on Sobchak. That was great. So Dawes, looking back for Leo, but just misses that, forcing him to collect it in his own zone, and he's being forechecked there by Josh Anderson. So Trevor Leo, he twists and turns away. Robertson sends it up for Webster, so Webster now with it. So here's Webster, he's got Dawes, he finds him. Dawes brings it in front again, shot! Saved there by Novi Sedlak. What a move by Hayden Dawes, man. Like, for such a big boy, he's got some soft hands, doesn't he?
He sure does. But that was a little bit of a lazy shot from him, so I think he thought it was in. He didn't finish it up when there was a chance.
Ruddle over the blue line, sends it across over for Webster. Webster with it now, looking for Ruddle. Intercepted there by the Rampage, and that's Smith will send that down the length of the ice. Dane Davis out with it, sends it off the wall, looking for Ruddle and finds him. Ruddle drops it for Robertson, who now crosses the red line. Brody Lindell's out on the ice now. He's taken the spot of Liam Webster. And the puck comes out here for Dawes. Dawes not able to collect it. Smith just gets it out. But McMahon now will collect it and send it over to Hayden Dawes.
About 35 seconds to go on the penalty.
Not much pressure, a couple opportunities, but not too many high danger ones here for the Ducks. But you never know, there's still time. Dawes with it, sending it up for Ruddle. Ruddle battling hard with it there with Connor. Connor still with it, chips it over there for Bale, sends it back, but Ryan Bennett collects it. So Ryan Bennett sends it through, looking for the deflection of Ruddle. And Ruddle and Dawes have been out here for the full 2 minutes, so these guys would be gassed. Sent in, saved there by Novi Sedlak. Lindell now on the half wall, sends it back to Bennett, sends another shot, comes out, over to Ruddle here on the half wall. Ruddle with it now, back down to Dawes. Dawes over to Lindell, but a stick save there by Novi Sedlak. And out comes Harley Anderson. So Harley Anderson battling with the Ducks captain. McMahon able to use his big body and big frame to collect it. Talking to big frames, that was Dawes dropping it for Bennett. And Dawes now, not going off the bench. So Dawes has been out for over 2 minutes now.
McMahon gets his change. He desperately needed that one.
So Lindell now with speed collects it, just able to keep it in. And still with it is Lindell. Puck's on a string. Takes it into the corner. Lindell still with it. Gets rubbed out in the corner, and here comes Sobchak. So with Lindell twisting and turning, now it's Sobchak's turn. Sends it up and intercepted by Dawes, who's still out here on the ice. Big man must have a big tank, eh?
I don't know if you just saw that, but Lindell just put Sobchak into the boards pretty hard too. I think he's pretty keen to show that he's as good with his hands and with his body as Sobchak is.
That's for sure. So here's the Rampage looking for Sobchak. Sobchak kicks it up to a stick. Sobchak over the blue line now. He's in on Drake. Sobchak finds Santilli. Santilli battling with Stringer, but Stringer chips it up, allowing Drake to collect it. Drake will send that down just out of the reach, and that'll go down the length of the ice, and we'll have an icing.
Ones get pulled all back. It's going to be a very interesting tussle. I think the young Bradley's is pretty keen to make his mark here, and Sobchak. Well, it's going to be an interesting contest between those two if they get a chance. It was interesting to see the young man putting Sobchak fairly hard into the boards. He's showing that he's not afraid of a bit of contact, that young guy.
No, for sure, but that's Ducks hockey, right?
That's Ducks hockey.
The big boys. The big boys in town, right?
Lindell's not a big boy.
Yeah, but he can play big, right?
He plays big.
So here we go. Here's Liam Webster winning the face-off. He circles that across, and it will get to Corey Stringer. So he'll chip that up. A nice pinch there by the Brisbane defender and Lachlan Young. But no one was home over on the opposite side, which will allow the Ducks out. So Tashuma chips it around. He'll get there first in the corner. He's got Stringer in front of the net. He's pinned there by Lachlan Young, but Tashuma's still with it. Harley Anderson's there. Stringer helps out, but out comes Byron Tashuma. He reverses it over for Stringer. The puck comes into the corner, and Sean Jones will get there first for the Rampage. He'll regroup it over to Lachlan Young. Young now with it, being chased by Tashuma. And nice pinch there by Lau. Barnes then hits Tashuma, and with the puck nowhere near, you see Byron Tashuma with a big smile on his face. He said, "Thanks for the power play, mate. That was a great play."
One of the things the Ducks have been doing is being much more aggressive forecheck in this period, and they've got to be careful when they do it too. They had a pinching D earlier, which set the Rampage up with a 3-on-1 opportunity. So it's when you do play that high-risk strategy of a deep, aggressive forecheck, you've got to make sure that your D are getting back and covering the holes behind you, and the Ducks just have to be mindful of that.
So the Ducks are 1 for 2 now. If you remember the last power play, Sobchak was in the box, so didn't have to worry about that offensive threat. But if you remember last time Brisbane was here, he did get a couple shorthanded goals. So here come the Ducks, shot by Webster, saved by Novi Sedlak.
Webster doing a smart thing and just putting it in on the goalie, making sure that if there's no great opportunity for a shot, that they get a reset and they get that face-off in the offensive zone, which is that opportunity for the set play.
Well, it's nice to see on the power play too, reconnecting Dawes and Webster. You know, they've played with each other on each other's lines quite a bit so far this season, and they're second and third in points. So let's see if they can connect here on the power play and give the Ducks a lead. So Davis comes out, and with no trapezoid, he can take that all the way into the corner. McMahon will go behind the net, and he's being chased there by Sobchak. So he'll send that over to Robertson, who finds it over to Webster. Webster just loses the puck, and the puck kept in there by McMahon. He walks in, winds up shot, and that puck was just bouncing a little bit, which forced him to hit that wide. Robertson now with it, sends it, goes into the corner. Josh Anderson gets there first, and he sends that down the length of the ice.
McMahon's big slap shot there, waking up the crowd who was standing behind the net. I don't know if you saw that, but a few of them will have spilt their coffee.
I'll tell you what, mate, even with the glass, I always forget when that puck comes running at you, how can you not flinch, right?
Yep, absolutely.
So stick, nice job by Dawes there. Holy smokes. Still with it, Hayden Dawes sends it across over for Webster. Webster on the half wall shot, blocked by Bertassa. Sends it back for Robertson. That's Sobchak battling, but Robertson keeps it. And a little knockdown with himself. But with the whistle, it looks like he's sending him 2 minutes for delay of game. Yeah, he's saying closing his hand on the puck.
That's an interesting call on what looked like a catch and drop, which is an interesting call. It's probably the best way to put it. I'm not sure that Craig made the right call there, but I'm sure he'll talk to us after the game and explain his reasoning for it.
Look, I totally get where he's coming from. Rule is, right, if you close your hand on the puck, you can't, catch it and move.
Yep.
So that's what Craig's saying. That's what he saw. He saw him catch it, turn, drop it. Obviously, as he said, whether that's the case or not, that's what he's calling, and that's why, for those of you that are wondering what the penalty is for, that was the officials' remarks there.
Yep.
Yeah.
So. Again, an interesting call, but that's hockey, and so it is. And we've got about another 30 seconds left on 4-4-4, and then the Brisbane Rampage will have the advantage on the power play.
For sure. So we'll have a little bit more time and space out here, which will favor some of the speedier players out there. So the Ducks obviously have Ruddle and Dawes out there with Lau and McMahon, and the Rampage here. So here we go. Here's Dawes in alone. Sesha scores! Hayden Dawes on the breakaway. His nifty
We do, absolutely, and we're about to get, that's going to, of course, cancel
Look
the,
at this replay.
the penalty for the Rampage. They'll be straight out now. But,
no, 4-on-4. It's an even strength goal. No one comes out of the box.
Well, there you go.
So we'll remain 4-on-4.
Yep.
Yeah.
That'll be
but look at this replay. Absolutely beautiful. Hayden Dawes. I mean, we just spoke about the hands for the big man. He just absolutely undresses Novi Sedlak and makes no mistake going backhand roof there.
Well, he did make that one look a little bit easy, but that's what happens when you get those goals and the goalie's in that isolated position. And he's had a few shots on him now. The Ducks are up to 25-15 to the Rampage.
Yeah. Troy will be saying in the penalty box because I gave him more space, right? Shot by Lindell, and that goes high and wide.
So Lindell would have to be feeling a little bit hard done by so far. He's had an awful lot of attacking pressure and even one goal, which was possibly a disallowed one, and a few opportunities. I can't help but feel that his time will come in this game.
Oh, yeah.
He's had a lot of chances.
No, definitely. He's been playing with a lot of swagger. Important thing is just to keep playing, right? It's sometimes hard. You feel hard done by, but you can't, right? So out of the box here is going to be the Rampage player in Barnes. So we'll have a brief power play for the Brisbane Rampage. So here's Owen Sobchak, takes it through the neutral zone and across the blue line using his hands. He can dangle, takes that shot, and that goes wide. Stringer now collects it, and with Sobchak touching the puck, he's going to be going to the box as well, and it's a high stick. So this is exactly what you were talking about, Carl, right? Awfully talented player, seems to find his way to the box quite a bit, and that's his second high stick and penalty.
It's his Achilles heel, I think. He just keeps getting done for it. And of course, the problem there, if you're a Brisbane fan, is that he's the goal scorer. Without McTaggart, Sobchak is the creative element of this team. Every time he gets the puck, he's dangerous. Yeah. But if he's sitting in the box for 2 minutes, that's 2 minutes that the Rampage just aren't dangerous without him. They don't have that depth.
So we're back 4-on-4, and then our boy Troy, he's going to be coming out of the box momentarily to put the Ducks on the 5-bar power play.
Dawes with a beautiful shot there through traffic. Nova Sedlak just lucky that he had his body in the right position because no one saw it coming. A really nice shot there through traffic for Dawes from that face-off win.
There we go. So he's up to 2 goals now, which extends his lead of the goal-scoring race to 17 goals. To the other guy, who's second place, Owen Sobchak, is up to 15 goals. So kind of keeping pace, those two.
Sitting in the box at the moment.
So there's McMahon with a shot, but what a save there by Novi Sedlak, and so important not to give up a rebound with a couple of those Ducks sitting on the doorstep.
But it's just that maturity of McMahon, firing him down low and hard. He's not going for high shots mostly, low and getting rebounds, which is a good game where the goals are found. Just get that pressure and sustain pressure on the net.
So another face-off, one forward by Webster. Circles in front of Dawes, shot! Oh my! Oh, what an important deflection there by Anderson.
And Barnes just got his stick on it there as well, I think, and flicked it up into the net. So great opportunity there for Dawes, and you can see him shaking his head. Oh, that was all the way in.
Yeah, he's walking down Main Street. Walking down Main Street,
it doesn't happen.
Oh, man.
So we've still got a little bit of time left on this penalty. We're not seeing it on our system at the moment, but it shouldn't be too much longer.
30 seconds left, I think, or so for Robertson. So here's McMahon now with it. He takes a shot, deflected into the corner. Bennett will go in to give chase. And again, there's Webster. So Bennett and Webster in the corner. Puck comes out to Webster. Still with it is Webster. Still with it. In front. Bennett. Backhand. Dawes. Walk shot. Hold loose. What a save by Novi Sedlak. And there's Bennett. The big bad boy. Ryan Bennett showing Turkey wants to tussle. Let's go. This is Ducks hockey, baby. Couple lefts and rights. Bennett, Turk. Bennett just feeding Turk. And Turk, all he can do is hold Bennett back, but he can't get much in. It's safe to say Ryan Bennett and Cedric Turk there. Big fight out there for the
I'm not 100%
ice.
sure what led up to that one. It was just a bit of push and shove in front of the net.
Yeah, so this is it. You know, Bennett obviously had the rebound. Save was made. If you look here, so that was that nice walk. What a shot. And then Bennett tried to get the rebound. Turk took no mistake. And Ryan Bennett will answer any bell, right? Hell of a tussle. That's the first one we've been able to see here in Ice HQ.
What we'll see now, though, is that was the result of some really incredible sustained pressure there by the Ducks on the net. And the Rampage kind of left with no option but to escalate into that conflict. just because they were being absolutely stomped all over in front of the net, and they had to do something to try and clear it out. And so that's what they did. But yeah, Bennett's not going to back away, that's for sure. And we're going to have a 5-on-4, I think, still for a little bit of remaining time. So Ducks still on the...
There we go. There's the captain giving a smile. He's like, attaboy. Attaboy. I can't wait to see the photos after the game because Bennett had a big smile on his face as he was feeding those punches into Turk.
He doesn't look disappointed.
So here we are. So it's 4-on-4 still, just as we wait for Robertson to get out of the box. Face off here, Webster up against Smith, won by Webster, but that's just out of the reach of any Ducks, forcing McMahon to collect in his own zone.
Oh, wow, still on the penalty kill.
Yeah, 4-on-4. So here comes Dawes. Dawes cuts in front. They're still with it. There's Webster. Smith will send that down the length of the ice. Now it'll be icing, but out comes Davis. So Troy Robertson will come out of the box here, and that will put the Ducks onto the power play 5-on-4. So here we are. So after all that penalty trouble, both sides, we've now got the power play. And here's Robertson out of the box, takes it into the half wall, cuts back. Robertson circles it back down into the corner for Dawes. Dawes with the puck, looking for Webster, and he just fanned on that one. And it comes across looking for Robertson. Robertson regroups, has the puck. He's got McMahon up top, and he's got Webster in the middle. Comes out for Drake, who fans on it, gets it to Webster. Shot! Rings it off the crossbar, but collected there by Robertson. So here's Robertson, takes it down into the corner. He's got McMahon on the point, and he finds him. McMahon's got it now. He's got Drake, but he'll send it down for Robertson. Robertson now walking in, takes a shot. Blocker save there by Novi Sedlak. Puck in the corner still. Jones now sends it high, and that goes down the length of the ice, which will allow some of the Ducks here to change.
Good break, a good piece of defensive play by the Rampage, clearing it out under a lot of pressure.
So that was Dawes looking for Ruddle, just out of the reach, and the puck will go behind the net. Ruddle will get there first, though, and he'll regroup that over for Stringer. Stringer now with it, looking in front, sends it. Stringer battling hard with Jones. Puck squirts out, and there's Anthony Barnes will send that down the ice, but nice collected there by McMahon. He'll regroup that for Lau, intercepted by Sawchuk, but only momentarily. Ruddle gets that over to Dawes. Dawes over the blue line, takes it to the backhand. Stick check there by Connor. So great job by Connor as Dawes tried to use the body in a power move around. So here's Harley Anderson off the wall, over to Barnes. Barnes one-on-one, but a great job by Trevor Leo. Intercepted by Sobchak, and that shot just went wide. Sobchak still with it, was looking for his captain and Anderson in front, but that didn't get through, and the Ducks will get it out, but only as far as Bertassa. Here comes Owen Sobchak, leading point scorer for the Pacific League, sending it over to his captain and Anderson. Bertassa with a shot, saved there by Davis. Puck's battle behind the net. Out comes Ruddle with the puck. Lau now collects it and sends it over to McMahon. Whew, some frantic energy we've had, eh?
Sobchak, since he came back on, has been involved
and here's
in everything.
Brody Lindell with speed. In Lindell across. Shot! Scores! There we are! Brody Lindell with the swagger, and what a beautiful goal for the guy who promised he'd be on the score sheet tonight.
That's been coming all game, that particular goal for Bradley.
Now this guy,
he that one has had so many opportunities,
look
and
at his
finally
face.
it happens.
That's what he wanted to do. Welcome to the big leagues, bud.
He's been threatening to score all game with numerous opportunities and some fantastic creative play, and he gets the reward that he deserves there for a great, fantastic piece of play. I think the Rampage are going to struggle with Sobchak. He's doing very, very long shifts. Watch for him to get tired in the third. He's really the player that they are relying on to score their goals. When he's off, they're not dangerous, and when he's on, he is an absolute threat. But he's going to get tired. Can he do 2 games in a row at this sort of intensity? I don't think so.
So there we are. So Ducks now extend that lead to 2, up 4-2, and here comes Dawes over the blue line, sends it over to Tashuma. Tashuma looking for Dawes, back to Tashuma, saved by Novi Sedlak. Out comes the puck now here with Cedra. Cedra with it for the Brisbane Rampage, poked by Stringer. Here comes Stringer now over the blue line, takes it wide to the backhand, cuts across. Look in there, but hauled down. But Craig shaking his head, no penalty. Kind of just fell down, obviously, from the weight apparently there. So yep. Tashuma battling hard there with Bale. in the corner. Puck comes out and Dawes collects it and sends it back to Leo. Leo sends it over to Robertson now. Robertson looking to try to get it through, but that hits the shin guard there of Speck, forcing the Ducks back, and Leo will get there first. Trying to reverse it over to Cedra, but intercepted there by Cedra. Sends it in. Speck gets it. Deflection. Puck comes out. Kept in there by Connor. Connor shoots it off the stick of Leo into the netting, and we'll have a face-off.
And an opportunity for Anton Goss to get his breath back too. That's been a frantic last few minutes of hockey. I think some of the most exciting hockey we've ever seen here at Ice HQ. The scoreboard does show the pressure that the Ducks are putting on Brisbane. And the number of shots at the moment, 31-16. They're out shooting almost 2-1. And that's reflected in the score of 4-2.
I got to say, I love the camaraderie of these Ducks, right? You hear Bennett here in the box every time one of his players makes a good play. He's there yelling, "Great job, Strings! Great job, Brody!" Giving the boys the love. You can see they're battling 3 full lines out here, just going toe-to-toe here with these Brisbane Rampage. So here's Ruddle chasing hard there, keeps it in on the half wall, sends it behind the net, and Brody Lindell, our most recent Ducks goal scorer, will battle in hard there. Puck comes out for Webster now. Ruddle's calling for it. Oh, and just out of his reach, but he'll chase in there hard on. Then here's Sobchuk and Lindell having a little shoving match there. And I think Lindell might have taken his number on that one, as we had a little word to say to the linesman.
A couple of meaningful exchanges of glances there between the two.
That's for sure. So here's Owen Sobchuk now with speed. And when he's got speed, he's dangerous. But Drake did well to block that one, but not able to get it out. So Santilli sends it deep, but Drake gets back on his feet and intercepts that, and will regroup that to his captain in McMahon.
The experience there of Drake showing a beautifully timed poke check.
For sure. So here we go. So Josh Anderson now for the Rampage collects it. Stringer now sends it over there for McMahon. So McMahon in the near corner just chips it past Santilli, and now he's got space in his own. So there he is, finding the pass up to Hayden Dawes. Hayden Dawes, the big man, sends it through the legs there. Jones over to Ruddle, shot saved by Novi Sedlak. Ruddle still with it, rebound, puck's loose, comes out. Jones off the glass, and Robertson knocks that down, and he'll collect there on his own blue line.
So another great piece of sustained pressure there by the Ducks.
That's for sure. So Dawes finds Tashuma. So here comes Tashuma, taking it wide, shot saved there by Novi Sedlak. Puck still with Tashuma now, behind the net, looks in front for Dawes, squirts out, and here comes big boy Anthony Barnes. One-on-one on Trevor Leo, tries to walk around him. Trevor Leo does a great job to deflect that into the corner and put the big boy on his bum.
Now, Leo is one of the best skaters you'll see in this division. He is a beautiful skater. He was out with a shoulder injury for a couple of weeks, but he's back this week, and it's great to see him.
There we go. So here we are.
Defense.
Corey Stringer on a half break, takes his shot, just goes wide. And the puck will squirt out now here for Smith. So Brisbane Rampage in through Smith. There's 2 of them. He's got Anderson. Smith will take the shot, but off the stick of McMahon and into the netting, and we'll have a face-off.
And you can see that it's just a stale attack without McTaggart.
Whew. So Dawes puts it through the legs and just finds Ruddle. And he was just reaching a little
save there by
yeah.
Sedlak getting that pad back. He did a great job on the save.
Yeah, you just wonder if Ruddle didn't have to reach a little far. He could have got a little more height on it.
So many rebounds there that some of them are going to go in. You can just guarantee it.
I'll tell you what's working for the Ducks, and the Brisbane Rampage at the end of this period will definitely want to talk about that in the dressing room. Is the play out wide. There's a number of plays where the Ducks are able to use their size and get in. Here we go, so Ruddle, but use their size to bring the puck wide and then curl back in across Novi Sedlak and tuck that in, right? We saw that on the Lindell goal, and we saw that on Dawes' goal earlier as well. And that's too hard as a goaltender, right?
Anytime you can get that goalie moving from side to side is an opportunity.
That's for sure.
Their legs aren't that big.
That's for sure. So here you go. Here's Brody Lindell now over the blue line. He sends that deep. Novi Sedlak chips that over there for Connor. So out comes the Rampage through Speck. Speck sends that deep, and that hops into the glove of Dane Davis, who has seen enough. And he'll allow a face-off here to his left and give his team a chance to change.
Just over 5 minutes and 30 seconds to play in this second period. The shots for the Ducks up to 35 to 16 shots for Brisbane, which is reflected by the score 4-2. The Ducks are dominating this period. They've had the vast majority of the play and a lot of sustained pressure. Novi Sedlak's done a great job, but they get shots on and rebounds, and they've had some gold.
Yeah, so, it's interesting, too. I mean, the Ducks have been playing with quite a bit of speed, and they do have that shot advantage now. But they've been very much nearly playing almost Ooh, that was close there, just off the side netting. But they've been playing with a fairly short bench, eh? Like they've been playing mainly the two lines, just rotating those two. We haven't seen much of Rintala or Gallagher in this game so far.
I think you're saving Rince for if it gets a bit rugged. He was telling me before the game, I was having a chat to him, he works in here in the pro shop, and he's a big lad and he doesn't mind a bit of push and shove, it's fair to say. So he's the sort of guy that when it gets rugged, you put him on. And not suggesting that he's part of the goon line.
Yeah. I see where you're going with that. Great bloke, though.
Oh, absolutely.
Great bloke. And if you're from Melbourne, go have a chat with him in the CCM shop, and he'll set you up with some real quality gear. So here the Brisbane Rampage in their own zone with Lachlan Young. He was looking over for Santilli, but that was briefly intercepted there by Stringer until the Rampage were able to clear that, but only as far as Robertson. So nice job by Robertson to find Tashuma, but Sobchak now collects it, and he dipsy doodles around. He's got some speed now, takes it into the offensive zone, backhands it over, but intercepted there by Dawes. Puck comes out now for Tashuma. He's looking over for Dawes, comes out to Stringer, but intercepted again by Sobchak. So Sobchak really just trying to do everything kind of himself now, and it doesn't seem to be working as of yet.
Well, he hasn't got McTaggart there to help him out, so he's getting isolated, and as a result, he's running into a wall of three Ducks. And he's got great hands, there's no doubt about it. He's one of the great champions of this game, but when you've got no support, you just run out of options. So
Turk just knocked that one out of the air, and he'll collect it in the own corner and take that to the protection of his own net. He'll look up for Smith, but just out of his reach will allow the Ducks to regroup now through McMahon. So McMahon sends it over to Bennett, who's going to have a look. Tried to find Lindell, but intercepted there by Anderson. Sent through to Smith. Smith shot, save, puck goes high. It's behind the net, and McMahon sends that over now for Lindell. So Lindell now with speed over the red line. Still with it is Lindell. He's got Webster in the middle. Lindell going into the corner, and Turk just gets the elbow up into the face of Brody Lindell.
Lindell's
injured. He's a bit sore, as it looked like his helmet just kind of knocked up. So maybe that's the chin. Or his face there, and Turk definitely is going to be going for 2 minutes. 2 minutes there for a little of a high hit. I imagine they'd be calling that elbow.
We'll see it up close.
4 minutes for high sticking.
Yeah, pretty decent clip across the face there with the stick, and 4 minutes deservedly so.
So it's a double minor. What it looks like is that first hit obviously rode the mask up a bit, and then that high stick clipped him in the face. So the Ducks will go on to a double minor power play here. So 5-on-4 for up to 4 minutes.
Not to suggest that anything was premeditated, but if I was coaching the Rampage, I'd be saying we've got to stop that kid somehow.
Yeah,
and that's one way to do it.
Yeah.
But I think he's tough enough that won't knock him around too much.
Sure. So face-off won by Webster here. McMahon sends it over to Bennett. Bennett down low there for Webster. Webster back to Bennett, misses him, going to McMahon. McMahon down to Dawes. Dawes just there in the face-off. Dawes looking across over to Webster, but a stick by the Rampage player gets the puck out, but only as far as Bennett. Bennett goes deep for Webster. Webster with it over to Dawes. Shot! Scores! Hat-trick Dawes! That's number 3, baby! And the Ducks are up 5-2.
You've got to say that's a fair goal. Sobchak's still out on the ice all the time trying to do everything that he possibly can, but he's going to run out of legs. And they're going to need to find some way of backing him up tomorrow, otherwise the same thing's going to happen.
Yeah, so for those of you that and that was a great, you see that stick lift by Webster, fakes the shot, gets it over to Dawes, and if there's any player that you want taking that shot, it's Dawes. And look at that smile over to his assistant captain. There you go. He's like, there's the chapeau, right? There's the chapeau. There's the hat trick, right? Great job. But for those of you that don't know, right, with that double minor that we had for the high sticking, the Ducks will still be on the power play for another 2 minutes now, as that first power play was negated from that power play goal. So another great opportunity for the Ducks to extend the lead further.
The Sobchak having a bit of a rest. I think it's his first time off the ice since he had that penalty earlier on. He's played almost constantly for Rampage, and his legs are going to be getting pretty tired.
Yeah, and now that's Hayden Dawes up to 18 goals. And a hat trick tonight, so he's been all over the score sheet.
Just to bring you up to speed on the game over in Adelaide at the moment, Adelaide up 5-1 with not much time remaining in the third.
So here we are, McMahon sends it over to Ruddle. Ruddle over the red line, over the blue line. So he's in the offensive zone, stops up on the half wall and sends that back to Bennett. Bennett's going to send that over to McMahon. Captain's going to reverse it down for Dawes. Back to McMahon, over to Dawes. Dawes walks in, sends it down to Webster. Webster sends it in front, looking for Bennett, but that's going to squirt and kept in there by McMahon. So great job by McMahon, who sends it deep. Webster's going to get there, and he'll collect the puck now and send it up to the point for Dawes. Dawes, oh, what a move, and drops it back over for Webster. Back to Dawes on the point. He'll wind up, shot off the foot of Smith, and he lifted that up a couple times. I bet you that one hurt. So here's Dawes, the big body, walks around Smith, gets it to Webster. Webster shot, blocked there by Lachlan Young. Webster now still with it, reverses it around. Ruddle will get there first, and he'll collect it and send that deep for Dawes to have in the far corner. So here's Dawes now in the near corner. He's got it, sends it behind the net for Webster. Back to Dawes, who left it for Bennett, but just a little misunderstanding there as Bennett was crashing into the high slot area.
Just under 2 minutes to go in the period.
And
get a whistle.
There we go. So that's offside just as the Ducks were changing. Ruddle crossed the blue line, and we'll have a face-off here right in front of the commentary box.
So the score currently 5 goals to 2 to the Melbourne Ducks, with just under 2 minutes remaining in the period. 36 shots on the net to 19 by the Rampage, and it's been all Ducks in the last 10 minutes.
Now, if you remember the first time these two teams played here in Melbourne, it was Jamie Burke that got injured, right?
Yep.
And the Ducks had a parade to the penalty box, and the Brisbane Rampage were able to get ahead on that Saturday night, right?
Yep.
And so far now, we are seeing, somewhat of the opposite. This second period, the Brisbane Rampage have not been able to stay out of the box, and the Ducks have been punishing them.
Well, it's the Ducks' big weakness over the last few games that they've played. He has been caught in the penalty box far too much, and they've addressed that.
Oh, big
today.
Hit by Jones on Gallagher. That's a tough one, and he's going to get a 2-minute penalty for interference.
Well, what's that one?
Yeah, so if you look at that, so Gallagher sent it deep, and the puck's nowhere near him, and then he got hit. So just a tad late. Especially when you see it. Obviously on the replay, it's a little easier to see. But that's not what the Rampage would want, going back to the penalty box, just as we were saying.
They're playing like the Ducks of 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Still all these penalties, and you just can't win when you keep getting penalised. Doesn't matter how good you are, if you spend all the time undermanned, you are going to struggle.
There we go. So out the box comes Turk. So we're back to 5-on-4 now with that brief 5-on-3 penalty. And here comes Stringer. Stringer with speed, walks around Turk. Stringer still with it, walks it around. Oh, tried to stuff it in, but a great job by Bertassa there to negate that. So Robertson now sends it deflected, and Gallagher not able to put that in. So reverse by Tashuma. Stringer now on the half wall, circles around Sobchuk. Stringer sends it deep for Gallagher. He's got Robertson at the point. Robertson with a shot, and that goes high and wide. On the half wall there is Drake, who sends that deep for Tashuma. Tashuma's a little angry as he felt he was getting bumped on the numbers there, but he'll find Stringer. Stringer now in front for Robertson, but a great stick there by Sobchuk. Sobchuk twisting and turning, sends that high, and that hits the linesman here just in front of us, and Gallagher will collect it and just keep that away from Harley Anderson. Send that across to Robertson, who will now send that up to Ruddle. So Ruddle now over the boards. They've got our big power play, the power play one out for the Ducks. Ruddle into the corner. He's got Webster and Dawes out with him. Webster finds McMahon, walks in, takes a, whoa, what a slap pass over to Webster, shot, what a save by Novi Sedlak, and out comes Sobchuk. Sobchuk looking for Harley Anderson, finds him, but a great job there by Bennett, and that's going to be it.
And so at the end of the second period, the Melbourne Ducks up 5 goals to the Brisbane Rampage 2, with a flurry of penalties there to the Rampage, not helping their cause. Sobchak doing an enormous amount of work, not suggesting that the rest of the guys on that team aren't doing their absolute best, but it has been the Sobchak show for the Rampage, whereas the Ducks have stayed out of the box and played a fantastic game of sustained pressure throughout the second period. They've got 36 shots on the net to 19 from the Rampage. Just letting you know too, if you are watching, that Adelaide has beaten the Coast over in Adelaide by 5 goals to 1. And so we'll get you up to date on where that puts things in the ladder. It does make the Coast chance of making finals much harder for them. They're still stuck down on 14 points. But a fantastic period there from the Ducks. It was all Ducks and all composure throughout that period. Again, Sobchak, he is an absolutely brilliant player, but he cannot do it on his own. And this is not getting the support from the rest of his team to make opportunities. And I think we might see this blow out in the third. Gossie, I'm going to suggest that he's just going to run out of legs, and the Ducks have got their tails in the air. and I can't help but think this is going to be a bit of a blowout in the third.
Yeah, well, I mean, as you mentioned, it's really the penalty trouble there with 4 straight penalties to the Brisbane Rampage and 3 goals to the Ducks. And we're gonna have our in-arena host there, Gracie. She's gonna be interviewing the big bad boy of the Ducks, Ryan Bennett. So let's cue over and cut to Grace, who's gonna have a chat there with
Ryan.
with
Thanks
Ryan
for
Bennett.
joining us. A bit of a tussle there. How do you sort of get back into the game and not let that affect you for the rest of the game?
It didn't affect me at all. It actually fires me up. So no matter what, when I step back out there, I'm ready to go. Don't worry about that.
And now we saw on Instagram this week you're welcoming your first baby soon. Do you have any idea whether you're having a boy or a girl?
No idea, but yeah, give it 16 years and it'll be ready to play for the Ducks, so don't worry about that.
Hopefully we'll have a women's team by then as well.
Oh, yeah, yep, hopefully. But I keep calling it him, so I don't know. I've got a feeling it's going to be a boy.
All right, 16 years time right here. We'll see him on the ice. All right, perfect. Thanks for joining us and go Ducks.
So thank you there for Grace for the interview there with Mr. Bennett, the soon to be father. He's mentioning the possible boy or girl with regards to his child. Not everyone will necessarily be aware. There is actually a female goalie who is training with the Ducks at the moment, Michelle Wong, and doing a fantastic job. And we would love to see her get a chance. And she actually played a game in the full contact Premier just a couple of weeks ago for the Melbourne Jets. And she is a fantastic goalie. And there is precedent for females playing in elite hockey in full contact. There was Michelle, I can't remember her
for the
I think.
the preseason there for the Tampa Bay Lightning.
So it's certainly been done, and we would love to see more of it.
Yeah, I think, my favorite thing about that, too, is just, Gracie saying, oh, you're sitting in the box for 5. How do you get back in the game? Ryan's like, mate, I'll fight every single person on their team, because that's his style, right? He's the big bad boy of the Ducks. And, they're going to want to keep playing that physical game because it really seems to be getting to the Rampage, because every time they try to lay the body now, it seems to be either a little bit late, a little bit high, and they're going straight to the box.
Well, the other key thing to remember, too, is that there's 2 games in this round. There's another game tomorrow.
Sure.
And what you dish out today, you've got to be able to recover from and come back tomorrow. And I know I keep carping on about it, but really the fatigue of 2 games in 2 days is huge. And if you've been punished and lost, and I'm not saying that the Rampage are definitely going to lose, but it's not looking good for them at the moment unless Sobchak can get his teammates to start providing him with a bit more support. It's a one-man show, won't win the game. Then they're going to really struggle tomorrow, especially if they feel they need to up their physical ante a little bit, which they may well decide to do in the third to try and give themselves a bit more of a chance and try and ruffle the Ducks' feathers. It's going to be an interesting contest for the third period. We are going to give you a break now. We'll have another one of those funny old games.
Yeah, the old chuck-a-puck.
This is a chuck-a-puck, but that will be in a few minutes. In the meantime, we'll take a break and we'll be back with you very shortly.
Beautiful.
Hockey is made of many things. Of early morning practices and cold rinks. Sticks and skates. Fresh sheets of ice and scuffed boards. Of grit and guts. Passion and power. Performance and precision. It's made of crushing physicality and split-second agility. Of generation after generation of lacing up, raising the cup, and not once giving up. We've always been, and always will be, true to this game. And this game doesn't demand much, just everything you've got. CCM.
closest one to the pylon. Does that all make sense? We're going to go pretty quickly, all right? So we're going to start off in the order. So we've got Riley, ready? Riley, we're going to start off with Marsha? Marsha. So we're going to start off with Marsha. Marsha, give us a toss. Closest one to the pylon. Alrighty, so a little bit better for Marsha. So we'll go up next. Alrighty, Justin. So Justin. Into the pylon. Alrighty, so a little hard. So I think we're figuring out, slow and steady wins the race. Okay, guys? Who do we got?
Jackson.
Jackson. Alright, Jackson. Let's see. Let's not put a little bit less muscle on it. Let's see. Pretty good, pretty good, pretty good. Alrighty, so here we go. So we're hearing from the crowd. You gotta go gentle. Oh, there we go. Oh, man, there we go, Riley. Pretty good, pretty tough. Jake, all right, Jake, let's go, Jack. So we gotta be nice and gentle. The puck slides on the ice. Alrighty, so far I think we still got Riley there in the lead. Who do we got next?
Hello, my name is Tyler.
All right, Tyler, this is Tyler's first Ducks game, right? Let's go, Tyler. Let's see what he can do. Oh, look at the finesse. We need the curlers out there. Rush, rush, rush. Nice go. So we want to keep first and second out there. Well, we know where that one was. Okay. Is that everyone? Is everyone gone? Nope.
Mason.
All right, Mason, let's go. We need pucks. Okay. Can you pass us a couple pucks? Just throw them. There we go. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Tom. All right, Mason. Super quick. It's the race. So far, Riley's in the lead. Oh. All right, Tom. Keep those two bucks. We got first and second. Stop, Mason. Who do we have next? Sarah. All right, is Sarah our last one? Have you got ready? Yeah, all right, Sarah's our last one. Let's go. Can we beat one of those? All righty, nice try, Sarah. So great job there from Mason and Riley.
Welcome back to the Ice HQ Ice Rink here in Reservoir, Melbourne, Australia, where we are watching round 5, game 1 of the Pacific Hockey League here, the game between the Melbourne Ducks and the Brisbane Rampage. Scores at the moment to the Melbourne Ducks 5, Brisbane Rampage 2, and it does tell the story. It has been absolutely that way. Shots on 36 to the Ducks, 19 to the Rampage. The Ducks have had a dominant second period, and with the exception of Subchuk from the Rampage, they've been a bit flat on their feet, and the Ducks have run riot, so to speak, for the vast majority of the period. There was a bit of an altercation during the middle of it, with a couple of players spending 5 minutes in the box for a 5-minute major for fighting. If you're not familiar with the rule, each team is allowed 1 before they get a match penalty. So the third period will be interesting, to say the least. Can Subchuk lift his team and get a few more points? They're going to need 3 goals just to level it up. And I don't know. I don't think it's going to happen. I don't think he can do it on his own. His teammates are going to need to help him out here. I'd be watching for some increased physicality from the Rampage. They're going to need to do something to unsettle the Ducks, because the Ducks have forechecked the Rampage almost into oblivion through the second period. It was a dominant period. Goal scorer so far, Ruddle with 1 for the Ducks, Hayden Dawes with 3 and 1 to Brody Lindell. Subchek, the only goal scorer at the moment for the Rampage, both of them in the first period. So, Andon Goss, how's this one going to pan out?
Well, I mean, I think the Ducks will be hoping for basically a game just like that second period, right?
Yep,
they were all over that second period, so if they can repeat that, it's lights out, right?
Yep.
But if we go back to the first, there was probably a 10-minute period in that first period where the Rampage were able to get some opportune scoring. And you know that this team can score, right? I know we've talked about Sobchuk and what he can do, but Harley Anderson,
Yep.
they can get him in front of the net. Barnes, big boy, he can get some in. But I find it very hard to believe that Brisbane will get back into this game.
Yeah, they haven't looked like it certainly through the second period, and for the vast majority of the first. That opening 5 minutes from the Ducks really sat them back on their tails, and I don't think they ever really recovered psychologically from that. Maybe they've been able to weave some magic in the break there between the second and the third. We'll find out. There's the puck. He's just about to drop, but we're waiting on a centre and a winger, or at least a centre from the Rampage.
It's 5 on 4. 5 on 4 power
yes,
play here
right.
for the Ducks.
Yep.
As that penalty there late in the third just hadn't ended yet. And face-off won there by Webster. So we got the number 1 power play unit out for the Ducks, up against maybe they'd call it the second unit maybe for the Rampage, as normally they'd have Owen Sobchuk out there. So in the corner there, Ruddle collects it, sends it in front, looking for Dawes, but that puck comes out there for Webster. Webster sends it back for Bennett, a cross over to McMahon, shot deflected there by Ruddle, but saved there by Novi Sedlak.
If you were coaching the Rampage, you'd be wanting to save Sobchuk's legs from what should be a relatively routine penalty kill and save him for re-attack. You don't want to use him up on defence.
So here we are. So Webster gets it back. Here's Bennett there on the far corner. Sends it over to McMahon. McMahon slot. Shot. Ooh, shot there by Dawes. Deflected off the stick of Bertassa and out. And we'll have a face-off there in the offensive zone, as that was deflected off a Rampage stick. So we got a minute left there on the penalty, or 57 seconds, and out comes Josh Anderson and Sobchuk. So these are the 2 offensive-minded players on the penalty kill for the Rampage.
So at some point they're going to need to take some pretty big risks tactically and expose themselves behind. They're going to need to do much more aggressive forechecking to give themselves those chances. And you can see Bennett here for the Ducks sitting well back, waiting to clean up any mess.
There we go. So so my mistake. So it's at 57 on the clock, but really Jones was coming right out. So that explains Bennett and why he was there at the center ice. So now he's in. Lindell will send that back for McMahon, and that just gets kicked down into the corner there for Webster. And there's Lindell, steals the puck off Santilli. Lindell battling hard. He's still there in the slot, comes down to Ruddle. Ruddle now in front, looking for Lindell, just misses him. Puck comes out now for Jones, who circles in his own corner, takes it behind the net, and finds a battling Ruddle there in the corner.
If anyone's curious too, Lindell currently wearing number 22, his previous jersey had a little bit of blood on it, so it had to get blood binned out.
There we go. And I actually had a great chat to his dad there in the intermission, and he was saying, I told him, nice job on Brody's goal, and he said, wasn't it a beauty? And it definitely was. And here he is again, so Brody Lindell trying to walk in, but intercepted by Connor, and he sends that down the length of the ice, and Hayden Dawes now will have to collect in his own zone.
Interesting change there by the Rampage. Very slack getting on the ice, and they had an opportunity for a pick, and they didn't take it.
So
that was Anderson, who was a little bit lazy there, I have to say.
There you go. So there's Anderson, chips it in. Trevor Leo collects it, reverses it over to Robertson, who finds Dawes. Dawes over the blue line now. He's got Tashuma on his right, and he finds Tashuma, sends that on. But great save there by Novi Sedlak. He's up to 36 saves now? 36 saves?
He certainly had an afternoon, that's for sure. He's up to 40. We've got 40 shots on him, and you're right, for 41 shots, I'm sorry. For quite a few shots to keep him busy. He'll be well tired. And again, this will add up on him tomorrow as well. It's hard to recover. Davis has had a relatively quiet 19 shots on him so far instead.
So here's Smith for the Rampage over there on the right wing. Takes a shot, deflected into the corner. Stringer picks it up. Stringer looking for Dawes, who just pokes it out, and Turk gets it and sends it down and hits his captain in the chest. So we'll have a face-off here.
That's accidental offside. A face-off just outside the defensive zone for the Rampage, and we are 5-on-5 with about 18 minutes to play in this period. 17 minutes 40.
So our face-off won there by Cedric. Sends it over there to Turk, who sends it deep. Davis comes out, and he's going to reverse that over for Bennett. Sends it up to Tashuma, who goes off the wall looking for Dawes. The Rampage able to regroup and get it low now, but only as far as the captain of the Ducks. McMahon now, nice little pass over to Tashuma, crosses over the red line and sends it across looking for Dawes. Turk gets it, but only as far as Stringer, who'll take it down and find Tashuma. Tashuma tried to go back, tried to bring it over to his backhand, but lost the puck there, and that was Speck, who just got separated by the puck by the Ducks captain.
He ran into Michael McMahon there big time.
So here we are, Tashuma in the corner. He's going to battle there with two Rampage players, but Tashuma still with it and chips it out to the point for Bennett. Bennett across now to McMahon, who winds up, shot along the ice, saved by Novi Sedlak. Brody, shot wide, in front again, Lindell, shot, saved by Novi Sedlak. So another great opportunity for Lindell to add to his one goal so far tonight, but a great save there by Novi Sedlak. So Bennett now battling hard with Speck. Bennett gets it over to McMahon, who just evades the check from Speck, and he's giving it to Bennett a little bit, but Sobchak now looking for Santilli, finds him behind the net. So Santilli now trying to regroup over to Sobchak. Sobchak looking in front for Josh Anderson. Josh Anderson loses the puck to Webster, and we've got a 3-on-2. That was Webster, finds Lindell. Lindell, backhand, in front, over, whoa, just out of the reach of Webster, and out comes Sobchak. So Sobchak with speed, but he's all alone. He's got Santilli now with him, crashing the net. Robertson separates the puck there, and Lindell and Sobchak having a couple words with one another there in the corner. Shot wide, Sobchak with it, reverses it to Santilli. Santilli sends it into the corner, but Robertson's going to get there first. So here comes Troy Robertson now, takes it around Connor. He's got Ruddle with him, but Robertson will take it himself. Takes it behind the net, drops it there for Ruddle. Ruddle now with it. He's got Connor's arm all around him, but Ruddle's still with the puck. Comes up to the half wall, shot, saved by Novi Sedlak, and that gets sent down the length of the ice for the Rampage. And with Chris Drake getting there first, we'll have a icing and a face-off to the right of
So one of the things you'd be pleased about there, if you're a Ducks fan, we're seeing the rapidity of their back check. When Sobchak got away, he was chased by 3 Ducks forwards, and he ended up well isolated and not being able to get a clean shot away. So that's what the Ducks need to do to shut him down, and they know he's the danger man. So when he gets the puck, he's getting swamped with green and black. And that's what the Ducks need to do, just to keep him out of the game.
So there's Bennett sending it, and just losing it there was Bertassa over to Connor, who sends it on the wall, but only as far as Bennett. Bennett's going to regroup it to his captain there in McMahon, who sends it up to Stringer, who finds Dawes. So Dawes over the blue line, he's got Tashuma. Dawes looking for Tashuma, just out of his reach and collected by Harley Anderson. He finds Barnes now, but can't get easily around Bennett, which will allow McMahon to get to that puck first. McMahon now with it, stick handling in the phone booth, and gets out himself. So here's the captain of the Ducks over the red line, skating effortlessly over to Tashuma. Tashuma shot, saved there by Novi Sedlak. Brisbane Rampage trying to clear it, but only get it as far as Robertson, who walks in, takes a shot, deflected off the shin guard there of Smith and into the netting. So we'll have another face-off in the Rampage zone
And
to
for
the right.
the first 5 minutes of this period has been all Ducks. There's been another 9 shots piled on for none by the Rampage. They're going to have to do something. They're going to have to take some tactical risks. I'm not suggesting they pull the goalie just yet, but if they want to give themselves a chance, they need to start getting stretch passes and trying to get out behind the Ducks defence.
Yeah, I mean, I think the problem with pulling the goalie at any time now is, I mean, they can't get any sustained pressure.
Yeah,
right?
that's true. It's too early for that, but they need to take tactical risks.
So face-off won by Robertson, who sends it over to Lindell. Lindell over to Leo with a shot through off the pad, and a great job there by the Sean Jones there for the Rampage to send that down the length of the ice. So here's Leo. Sends it over to Robertson. He's got Ruddle in the neutral zone, but he looks for Lindell. Intercepted there by Cedra, who sends it deep there for Leo. Leo reverses over to Robertson. He's got Webster up on the point. That chips out, and Ruddle's going to get there first. So Ruddle's got Lindell. There's Ruddle. Ryan Ruddle in. Waste shot. Scores! Ryan Ruddle, the patient man that he is, outweights the defender, outweights Novi Sedlak, and puts that top cheddar.
Now, if you watch, we'll get a chance to watch this on the replay. You'll see how important Lindell was in the scoring of this goal. He was unmarked in the slot, so Novi Sedlak with no choice but to be caught in 2 minds as to who is he going to block. So you can see there's Lindell as well, and Novi Sedlak knows that, so he has to wait and wait and wait and wait, and as a result, Ruddle gets that fantastic opportunity and puts it away.
The poise. And there's Lindell on his backside, but he doesn't mind. The puck's in the net. Ryan Ruddle gets his second. That's one for Mum and one for Dad, eh?
Yep, and they're up 6-2 with 13 minutes and 55 seconds to go.
So here we are, Webster over the blue line, takes to the backhand, looking in the front for Lindell, but that just went wide. Picked up by Josh Anderson, who's 1-on-3. He's going to try to send that around McMahon, but McMahon says, not today, Junior, and puts him down. So here's Lindell looking across over to Rob, but intercepted by Sobchak, shot just wide. But here comes, so with the wide shot, Lindell will collect it. He's 1-on-4, he's got Ruddle with him, but Lindell will take it through, takes a shot, and that goes high and wide, and that now just deflects behind the net.
So there's a little bit of a battle between the games, a battle between the battles here. If you look at Lindell and Sobchak, and that time Lindell actually passed it to Sobchak. I'm sure he didn't mean to.
Yeah.
So I think Sobchak may have a bit of a chat to him later.
So here's the aforementioned Sobchak. He drops that to Santilli. No power in that shot, and that went wide, allowing Stringer to collect. Corey Stringer just evades Santilli, and I think that was a little bit of a knee, but here's Dawes. Dawes in a half-break shot, scores! Number 4, baby! Hayden Dawes, right there for the fans. He's done it again. What a dandy.
And we did suspect that this third period could go one or two ways. It was either going to be a boil-over or a very physical contest, and so far it's a boil-over. Now, boil-over is not a good thing for the sport, but we do like to have a big win here as Ducks fans. But at the same time,
you know, my favorite part of that whole thing is mouth guard half chewing coming in over the blue line. He's like, I've done this before. And with that 7th goal going in, I think Coach the Rampage is just saying, you know what, Nick, you've been having a hell of a match. No need for you to have to go back and reach any more pucks out. And as a result, we'll have the other Novi Sedlak popping in net tonight. So I don't know if that's his brother. I would imagine it's his brother or perhaps a cousin. But
it can't be that common a surname, no.
Yeah, but we've got, Novi Sedlak coming in for Novi Sedlak. Always great for the commentators when we don't have to remember another name, right?
If they were all called Steve, it'd be so simple.
Yeah. So here we go. So here's Smith over the blue line for the Rampage. Takes it wide. He's got Barnes in front, but can't find a pass, and that's intercepted by Stringer. Stringer just passes it off the boards to himself, tries to get around Turk, but Turk does a great job there to chip it for his player. Comes into Anderson and just chips off his glove and into the bench, so we'll have a face-off there.
Just over 12 minutes to play. The Melbourne Ducks out to a 7-2 lead over the Brisbane Rampage. 47 shots to 19, and the Rampage have swapped over Novi Sedlak for Novi Sedlak in goals to give him a rest.
It's Nick from Milan, so we'll call him Milan, eh? So Milan, welcome to Melbourne. I know this is your first time playing here in the PHL. Wish you all the best from this high-flying offense so far here for the Ducks. So Jones recycles that over, and the puck comes out to Speck. Robertson pokes it forward, but that was collected there by Cedra. Sends it over to Bale, who sends that deep. Leo will get there first, but he's going to get hit hard there by Cedra. Looking in front, intercepted by Ruddle. He finds Lindell. Lindell now will take it. He's got Webster with him, but he'll skate it in himself. Takes it, protects it, looks in front, tried to tuck that in, and this isn't good. With Lindell trying to get around, he's run into Milan Novi Sedlak, and he's down.
I think both players came off bad in that one.
Yeah, and there's a little pushing and shoving happened in the corner. I don't think any of it was intentional. But this is not the start that Milan Novi Sedlak would have wanted after being in the game only for a few minutes. So you look here, he just tried to get around, and as Milan tried to go with the poke check, they just collided, and down went Lindell.
We didn't see
Milan
exactly what led up to just before there, but it may have been that Lindell had already lost his footing. If you watch, there's a hook
so here's
there
the
that's
hook,
taken Lindell
and then
off
he
his
goes
feet.
in, and then that poke check just kind of took the legs of Lindell.
That's Jones who's caused that crash by hooking on Lindell. And to be fair, he has to do that. He has to interfere with him when he's in that situation. So no one's really to blame for that collision. I wouldn't even necessarily blame Jones for it. He was just doing what he needed to do. And in the end, it's an unfortunate collision. Both players hitting the deck pretty hard.
So I'm just looking at this, just seeing there. Perhaps it's Nicholas's dad.
He's got a few grey hairs showing there under the helmet.
But I'm glad to see he's back on his feet.
Yep.
And he's ready to play.
Well, that probably solves the riddle of the matching surnames.
And with a 2-minute penalty as well, we're going to see Bale going into the box for slashing. So I think what happened is once that kind of little collision happened there in the corner, I would imagine there was a little bit of extracurricular activities, we could call.
It's tucked away way in the corner that we can't see from here. There's a couple of big steel girders in the way. And we might see that on the replay a little bit later. But certainly there was a bit of push and shove, and as a result, the Ducks now with a power play, which is exactly not what the Rampage needs.
Yeah, so 5-on-4 power play. There, I believe the Ducks now up to 3 power play goals, definitely 2. And here we go. So the power play 1 out on the ice. So Ruddle will collect that in the far corner. He's got Webster now going behind the net, and he's going to regroup there with Dawes. Dawes now going to go to the front, send that back to Webster. Puck comes out to McMahon. Shot! Ring that one off the back post. And that's going to recycle right back to the captain. So here comes Chris Drake now here. He's going to send that over to McMahon, sending it down there for Webster. Webster in front, overshot. Oh, that was Dawes looking for number 5.
And we've got a whistle for something not 100% sure. If you're a Rampage post at the moment, you're not thinking about this game now. You're not going to pull back 6 goals or even 5 goals in 11 minutes. It's almost an impossible task, especially with the way they've played this evening against the Ducks, who are on fire tonight. You're thinking about tomorrow's game. How are we going to salvage some momentum from this so we can come back for tomorrow and be a bit more of a challenge? And they'll be thinking about that. This game, I think, not quite all over by the shouting, but some pretty strange things would have to happen.
Webster shot, saved by Novi Sedlak. Ruddle here. Someone's got to tell Dawsey that the mouth guard doesn't quite protect the teeth if you wear it halfway out of your mouth.
It does protect your nose, partially.
Nah, you can tell he's having fun out there. So there goes Chris Drake. Oh, and just chips out of his stick there. So he'll take that back, send it over to McMahon, who sends that deep there for Webster. Webster loses the puck there to the Rampage player, sends that down the length of the ice. Davis out, and he'll drop that there for McMahon. Perhaps hoping, with a touch of the puck, maybe he can get on the score sheet as well. But with that extra pass, that no longer will happen. So here's Ryan Ruddle, just over the line, tried to send it across, but that squirts out, and that's Hayden Dawes now collecting in his own zone. Backhand pass over to Ruddle, intercepted there by Santilli, but out comes Dawes. So big Hayden Dawes now, 1-on-3. Oh, nice little toe drag shot. Oh, what a save by Milan Novi Sedlak. Hayden Dawes collects his own rebound, sends that back to Robertson, who shot that in. Back there for Webster, walks around, tucks it in, can't get it in the net. Puck comes out to Dawes, sends it back to Robertson, winds, back down deep for Webster, who sends that back for Leo. So here come the Ducks.
And the Ducks are going to have a penalty now, Liam. Webster looks like he's going to be called for tripping on...
Look at this, though. Liam Webster walks all the way around Milan Novi Sedlak, but just couldn't tuck it in. Watch this one on the replay. So nice save. Webster collects it, outweights him, poised to bring it in and just misses it. Just misses it.
And
but
Ruddle not able to finish it
yeah.
up as well there as a bit of desperate back-checking there by the Rampage defence. But there's you can see just through the neutral zone, the Rampage are flat-footed and the Ducks are just thinking, I want to get some more goals. They're getting hungry, and why not? We all do in this circumstance. But it'd be interesting to see what the Rampage do. Do they put Sobchak on, or do they rest him and try and give him some fresh legs for tomorrow?
You know what?
He's on the ice.
I'll tell you what. One of those. Every player will say, "Don't rest me." They want to play, right?
That's
they
true.
want to get out there. They want to play. They want to get on the score sheet.
Sometimes a smart coach will say, "Guess what, Sunshine? I need you to rest because I need you at full strength tomorrow." It's not necessarily a bad policy, but we'll see. They're not going to win this one, not now, or at least I'd hate to get called wrong on that one, but
I mean, it would be tough.
With 5 goals in 9 minutes. But
so face-off won by Lindell. It's going to come out for Bennett. Bennett with a shot, saved by Milan Novosedlak. Brody Lindell will battle there for Jones, and Lindell will still battle there with Jones, and puck squirts out, and now out of the box is Bale, and out comes Jones. So here comes Jones for the Rampage, and on Bennett, just loses it, and he'll get pinned up on the boards there by Stringer. Lindell sends it back to McMahon, who looks up for Tashuma, but just out of his reach will allow Lachlan Young for the Rampage to collect. Lachlan Young regroups it over to Jones, sending it up to Sobchak, and he'll come in with speed. So Sobchak one-on-one on Bennett, trying to walk around him, but Bennett able to stand up to the task. And there's Sobchak giving an extra push there for Bennett. So Bennett saying a few choice words. I think he might want to watch his back, Sobchak, while Bennett's on the ice. But puck comes out and covered there by Milan Novosedlak.
Well, I think one of the most telling things there is normally in a one-on-one situation like that with Sobchak and Bennett, you'd put money on Sobchak getting around him, and he didn't there. And that's just it's a fatigue thing. The Rampage haven't got any options for him to pass to, so you can concentrate on the one player. And he's so tired because he's played so much ice time that, again, normally in a one-on-one situation, the forward has the advantage, and he's not getting through, and that's uncharacteristic of Sobchak. I think he's nailed. I think he's just run out of legs.
Yeah.
I can't say I blame him. He's had a hell of a game, but you just cannot do it on your own.
No, that's for sure. So here we are, power play still, 9 minutes remaining. I mean, you'd reckon, as you mentioned, most of this is all academic. But face-off won by Dawes, sends it back to Leo, and over to Ruddle. Ruddle, shot, deflected, and that goes high into the netting. So great game so far here for the Melbourne Ducks. They came out absolutely flying. And while there was a little bit of a pushback there initially 10 minutes in, where we went into the period 2-2, since that first intermission, it's been all Ducks. The Rampage really haven't even been able to get many shots on net, as I believe they're only roughly looking at 5 shots so far since the first break.
Yeah, I've seen 5 shots in the second. They've had no shots in the third. That's a very telling statistic.
So here we go. So here's Barnes taking the puck deep. He's going to take it to his backhand. Looked in front. Great job there. Scores! So something out of nothing. Harley Anderson, after a great job by Barnes to send that in front of the net, just handcuffed Davis, and the captain of the Brisbane Rampage puts that puck in, and we've got a 7-3 game.
Yeah, it's not going to be enough, but it's a bit of a pride thing, and it'll also give them, if they can score a couple in the last couple of minutes here, and again, I don't think they'll get many more. But
great job by Barnes, though, put in a dangerous area, and I don't know what happened there. Davis, I guess, thought he had it, but it just squirted past him, and by the time he realized it was a little too late.
So they're playing
First
for
shot.
tomorrow now, I think.
First shot of the period.
Yep. For 1 shot, 1 goal. It's
very opportunistic, this Brisbane team so far tonight. But who knows? 4 goals still. 8 minutes.
It's not impossible.
Yeah. So here we go. So McMahon collects it, sends it back over to Bennett. Look in front, intercepted there by Anderson, but collected now from Gallagher. So Gallagher over the blue line, takes a shot, blocker saved by Milan Novosedlak. Dawes chips it over, looking for Gallagher, gets it back to Dawes, chips it in front. Jones finds Smith, sends it across, looking for Connor, but out of his reach, allowing Bennett to reverse it and get it over to McMahon.
And under 8 minutes now to play. The Melbourne Ducks 7 goals to Brisbane Rampage 3.
So here's McMahon circling in his own zone. He collects it, gets a little bit of speed, takes a look and finds Ruddle. Ruddle drops it over to Dawes, who comes in over the blue line. Here's the big man, looks across, trying to find Ruddle, but that was deflected out. Robertson will collect it, send it deep, puck's in the corner, and Lachlan Young will get there first for the Rampage. Comes up on the half wall, pinching is Robertson, in front for Dawes. Dawes the shot, save by Novosedlak. What a job to stop the big man there from getting goal number 5.
That takes him up to 51 shots on goal for 15 shots this period.
So here's Ryan Bennett just bringing the puck into his own zone, reverses it to his D partner in Robertson. Robertson gives it back over to Bennett, who looks, and he'll just chip that up looking for Stringer, but deflected down as far as Lachlan Young. Young looks over for Barnes, who had the assist on the last goal. Here comes Connor working in. Nice job by Bennett with the diving poke check. I reckon a few of us have done that in NHL 22.
I think he just fell over.
I give him more credit than that.
No, I think you just fell over.
So here we go. Here's Brody Lindell taking it in over the blue line. Takes it deep. He's got Rintala out there, who gets there now. Chips it behind. Brody Lindell in front. Oh, looking for Stringer, but that just missed him, and that'll go down the length of the ice. Given that that was off a duck stick, there will be no icing, and Chris Drake will just reverse that over and collect it himself. So here's Ryan Rintala now with the puck. He's going to send that over for Stringer. Stringer over the red line, cuts into the offensive zone, takes it to his backhand, cutting around the net. Still with it is Stringer, sends it in front, and saved there by Milan Novisedlak.
It'll be. I think this is Rintz's
What a save!
First bit of ice time in this game. He'll be pretty keen to make his mark.
Look at this one. Milan Novisedlak, point blank, Hayden Dawes just off the arm.
It's a beautiful save.
Yeah, great job, mate.
They've had a big workout, those two Novisedlaks today.
Oh, for sure. They definitely deserve a beer at Moondog after the game.
And with 5 minutes and 45 seconds to play, the lead to the Ducks 7 goals to Brisbane 4.
There we are. So that's Chris Drake sending the puck deep, reversing it. Speck's going to get there first, but with the forecheck of Ruddle, can only get it as far as McMahon. McMahon was looking up for Gallagher, but just missed him. Bertassa now sends it over to Bale, looking there for his teammate, but intercepted by Dawes. Dawes now in the offensive zone, sends it there for Ruddle. Ruddle walks around it, still with Ruddle. Now sends it off the boards, looking to rim it around for Dawes, but Bertassa is going to get there first for the Brisbane Rampage. Forechecked hard there. Dawes keeps it in, and the Brisbane Rampage forced to send that wide, but only as far as Drake, and that's a little bit of a late hit there by Speck, but Drake's okay, and the puck comes out now for Ruddle. Ruddle now in the corner with it, sends it to the point over there for McMahon, who sends it now over for Drake. Drake winds up, shot off the side of the net. Gallagher now with it behind the net, battling hard there with Bertassa. Puck squirts out, and Hayden Dawes is going to get there first. Dawes now with it. Nice little sauce back to the captain and McMahon. He'll send that deep into the behind the net there for Dawes. Poke checks it up for Ruddle. Back to Dawes. Shot. Saved there by Novisedlak.
Another block of time where it's been nothing but Ducks pressure. 5 minutes left to play in this game. 7 goals to 3 the lead, and 58 shots to the Ducks to 20 to Brisbane. And Brisbane have only had 1 shot in this third period. That 1 shot was a goal, to be fair. So it's a pretty good one. But again, it was a lucky rebound. But that's what happens when you get the puck on the net. You do get lucky rebounds sometimes. A little bit of a discussion going on at the moment with the referee and the goalie. I don't think there was anything untoward with regards to that, but
might have just been looking for the puck. You know, sometimes the puck gets lost in the equipment.
Yep, that's true.
Yeah, you always wish that happens when the puck's. You're like, why did it get lost in my equipment that time when it happened to just squeeze out through the pads?
Yep.
There you are. So nice job by Webster to win the face-off forward again. He's done that a few times tonight. But puck comes out to the neutral zone, and Robertson and Leo play a little bit of catch, and Leo will send that up to Stringer. So here comes Webster now. He has it, takes it into the far corner, sends it on, and hits that off the side netting. Puck comes out now in front there's Stringer, saved Novisedlak. Puck still in the slot, there's Webster, collected there by Jones. So here comes Jones for the Rampage, over the red line, sends that in on net, and Dane Davis will cover that up, and with Jones just stopping and slowing his keeper a bit.
I'd actually really like to see that previous save by Novisedlak from point-blank range. Has managed to stop that. That was a superb reflex save by the Rampage goalie.
And
there was a loose puck bobbling around, and it could have gone anyway.
Yeah, that was the clear. But the one just before that, as you said, that one.
Yeah, watch those, just superb. What a kick. Incredible reflex save.
And then another.
So brilliant goaltending there by Novisedlak.
Yeah, I mean, let's be honest. I mean, the Novisedlak family they're going to have to go home and check themselves for rubber poisoning after tonight, because the Ducks are up to 60 shots.
Everything's a poison in a large enough dose.
Yeah.
They've had an awful lot of shots on them. Davis coming out and getting another touch of the puck. He's probably being a bit cold.
So here we are. So here's Bale sending it over to Bertassa. Bertassa is going to send that deep. And you know what's interesting? Just pregame, talking to some of the trainers and coaching staff of the Rampage. You know, they mentioned that they were down a defenseman from their usual crop. So I wonder how much that had to do with sort of the defensive breakdown, or if it's just the pure dominance of a really great Ducks game.
Well, I think that first 5 minutes just shocked them.
Yeah.
And they never really recovered. They got that spate of about 10 minutes in the middle of the first when they were dangerous, and then they've just run out of legs, and it looks at the moment really like they're going through the motions. They do have 3.5 minutes left to play in a 4-goal deficit. I don't think they'll pull their goal. It wouldn't make much sense. They're playing now for tomorrow. What can we learn today that we can apply tomorrow to be more of a threat?
So here's McMahon in his own zone, head up, taking a look, sends it over there for Dawes. Dawes finds Ruddle, kicks it up to a stick. He's one-on-one with Bertassa, but he's just going to send the puck deep in for Novi Sedlak to come out. Novi Sedlak tried to find a pass, but nice hand-eye by Gallagher. Sends it over there for Dawes, collected by McMahon, who sends it deep. Puck squirts out for there, deflected by Ruddle, but that goes into the corner. Picked up there for Dawes. Dawes has a look, sends it for Gallagher, and just off his stick, and it finds Josh Anderson.
But nice play there from the Rampage with only a minute or so left to play. We're up to 59 shots to the Ducks to 21 to the Rampage. And the score at the moment is still 7 goals to 3 with only a minute or so, with just over 2 minutes to go. Our computer's back online now. That last hit by Michael McMahon hit the board so hard that it actually killed the computer here in the commentary room. So we're offline for a minute or two, but we're back. Anderson was escorted from the ice there. He wasn't feeling very well after that hit too. I think it crunched him pretty hard.
I think our computer was the only thing that didn't crash on that one. I think Anderson's going to be sore. But what a hit by McMahon, and a clean one,
yeah,
right?
There's nothing wrong with it.
But very big. We definitely felt that here, as you mentioned in the commentary box.
If you smell a small earthquake somewhere in New Zealand, that was why.
So puck comes out now here. That's Harley Anderson shot, rebound. Puck comes out, but nice job there by Drake to get that into the corner. That's Robertson now battling with Smith. Puck comes into the slot. Webster gets it out, and that's Ryan Rintala now chasing it on Turk. So Rintala now collects it, tried to send that deep, but intercepted by Bertassa, who finds Anderson. Now intercepted by Rintala. Harley Anderson picks his pocket and takes that down into his own zone. He'll reverse that over for Bertassa, but Ryan Rintala will get there and reverse that around to the other end there for the Rampage to collect and bail.
90 seconds left to play in the game.
So 90 seconds remaining. Here's Connor just over the blue line, but with that slight hesitation, took that one offside.
So one of the things that hit on Anderson may have an unintended consequence for the Ducks is when one of your players gets hurt, quite often it will galvanise your bench into a bit of more a steely approach. And it's too late for them to do anything today, but they might come out well and truly with a bit of revenge in their mind tomorrow, which they're going to need to do anyway because of the score. But certainly a hit like that, which again, it was completely reasonable. It was a fair hit. There was nothing wrong with it. But that can lift a team sometimes to pick up for their teammate who's injured.
That's for sure. So here we go. There's 1 minute remaining here in the third period of a game that's been, for the most part, all Ducks since the first intermission. And it's been led by Hayden Dawes and Ryan Ruddle, the usual suspects, but we also had a first goal and a first goal there for young Brody Lindell. Here comes Sobchak now, walking in, gets around there, shot, and that just goes wide. Anthony Barnes has it. He has Young on the point, but he's followed there by Dawes and Ruddle. Bennett's battling there with Bale. Puck comes into the corner, and Bale collects it off the skate of Dawes. Dawes now has it, chips it up there for Gallagher, up to Ruddle. Ruddle can't get around the defender in Jones, and the Rampage will get that deep, and with a high stick being touched by the Ducks, they're just going to wait and let the Rampage touch it, and now the face-off will go.
So I'm not quite sure what Ryan Ruddle's upset about. The Ducks certainly
what
had a
they're
high
upset
stick.
about is that was a high stick, right?
Yes,
so if the Ducks play it,
yeah,
so they didn't play it. They're saying Sobchak played the puck, so why'd the whistle go?
Yeah.
Whether or not that's how it looked, I mean, you know, Dawes and Sobchak both were there. 13 seconds remaining. It's all academic, as you said.
Yeah. So I think full credit there, Sobchak, even there with such a professional and motivated athlete, he has still got a fantastic shot and opportunity in there in the last 30 seconds. But he's off the ice now, and this will be the last stanza of the game.
So Webster facing off against Cedric. Stringer collects it. Bertassa tries to throw it in. Comes out. Shot. Saved there by Davis. And with 5 seconds remaining, here's Ryan Rintala. He'll find Stringer. 2 seconds. He's going to shoot it in. Into the glove there. Melanovi Sedlak. And the Melbourne Ducks back in the win column here in Melbourne as they thump the Brisbane Rampage, 7-3.
It did end up in the boil-over that we thought it might in the third. Just to bring you up to speed on the numbers, in that last period, the Ducks 26 shots to the Rampage's 7. Most of those shots in the last 5 minutes when it was all over bar the shouting. But a very dominant game there by the Ducks, both physically and also just in terms of tempo and staying out of the penalty box, which is what they really needed to do. In the previous games, they have been let down by a lack of discipline and ending up in the penalty box on far too many occasions. And they showed tonight that when they keep it clean and they stay out of the box, they have a much better chance. And as a result, a 7-3 win. Anton, who would you pick?
Plenty. I mean, I got to say, just before we talk about player of the game, I mean, plenty to be happy about if you're Coach Pat McMahon, and the Ducks again proving that they're the team to beat so far in this specific league. Real big team effort. I mean, if you're going down the line, I mean, obviously we talked early about the firecracker Brody Lindell, who had an absolute amazing game, and he had the swagger, right? Pre-game, He came to us and he said, I'm feeling loose today, Gossie. I'm gonna have a game, and he put one in. But you can't look away from the likes of Hayden Dawes, 4 goals just to extend his lead. He's up to 19 now here in this season, and always great. Ryan Ruddle as well there with a couple, which is great.
Well, I'm going to have to say that I think Brody Lindell would be my pick of the player. His forechecking and his just ability to keep sustained pressure on the Rampage made a big difference. But it was that first 5 minutes when the Ducks beat the hoodoo of their like slow starts that they've had previously. They came out of the gate on fire, and that made such a difference today. And I think that was the most telling thing for today's performance. With halfway through the second, it was almost all over by the shouting. And just to bring you up to score on the way the points are now in the league, all teams have now played 15 games. The Avalanche won against the Coast. So the Ducks now with 31 points, the Avalanche 25, Rampage 20, and the Coast 14. So it's not all over yet. The Coast can't knock the Ducks off the top of the ladder anymore, which was mathematically possible at least as of this afternoon, but certainly not this evening. They couldn't possibly do it. But they can still make finals. It's not impossible for them. If things go poorly for the Rampage, they could still, the Coast could still wangle themselves a case for finals. We do have a second game tomorrow where there's another 3 points up for grabs. I don't know, Gossie, just looking at that third period, the Rampage, they've got a lot of thinking to do overnight. How are they going to fix this up? They've got, without McTaggart, they just don't have that attacking sting. And Sobchak, although he played an incredible solo game, he was so many times unable to finish things off or get the assists or even get the goals because he just didn't have the support that he needed. What do you reckon they can do overnight? I
think you look at the plays that worked so well for them, and that's when they played that team style, right? Getting the puck deep and then just forcing the puck kind of in front of the net. If they rely on kind of that neutral zone, rushing through with Sobchuk, I think the Ducks are going to shut them down. But we're gonna have a chat here with Grace. She's going to chat with Troy Robertson and just talk about this great Ducks win. So let's hear it.
Thanks for joining us, Troy. Now, you came out of sort of semi-retirement to come and play for the Ducks. What was behind that decision?
It's just a family thing. I was playing beforehand, and then my son plays and family. We live a little bit further away, so I just chose to step back for the moment, and then everything worked out so I could come back.
And how have you been enjoying playing with the boys? What's the sort of feel of the team?
Oh, I love it. Everything about it. I love hockey. The feel of the team is fantastic. It's always good to be with something brand new, and I'm glad I came halfway because it's just a different feel and it's just good energy.
Well, good luck for the rest of the season and go enjoy the win. Thanks. Go Ducks.
So, Troy, they're absolutely telling it like it is. If you've ever played in a team sport, and I'm sure almost everyone who's listening to this live stream either plays hockey or has played some sort of a team sport, you know what it's like to be looking forward to each game, and you roll up at a game and you're excited to be there, and you have a real love for your teammates, and you'll put your body on the line and you'll sacrifice almost everything to be part of that environment. I know certainly that's what emotions that I've felt in the past when I've been playing, and I'm sure you do too, Gossie. So I think there what you see is that the Troy Robertson, in a way, he's showing us a little bit about what Jamie Burke was trying to put together with this team in the first instance, because Jamie, obviously, he's injured and will be out for the rest of this season, but he put a team together that was supposed to work well together as a group of people who would all stand up for each other. And that's exactly what Troy was just telling us, is that, you know, it's not about the individual in the team. It's a sporting cliche, but it's about the logo on the front, not the name on the back. My apologies to Shawsey. But I'm sure we've all felt that emotion. So I don't know. What do you think, Gossie?
Yeah, no, I can't disagree with any of those comments you say. I mean, you saying that just makes me want to shout out, you know, the Lay Boys and the Badgers, my two teams. I love playing with you guys every single week, and I love being here with the commentary with you and everyone else here for the Ducks, right? It's all about that hockey community, and really family, kind of as Troy said. But you know, really excited to see tomorrow. I think you're right on the money there, talking about the game of Lindell. He did have a hell of a match. I really liked seeing him on the ice there with Webster and Ruddle. I think those three, they worked really well. And as well, like, Hayden Dawes through the middle. Like, that's the first time we've seen that here in Melbourne, and that was absolutely unreal. So I guess
it is something they need to be a bit careful of, though. It's always tempting as a puck carrier to try and skate cross ice through the neutral zone and carry the puck. But as we've seen, it's quite a risky thing to do, because you're setting yourself up to get cleaned up by a defenseman who steps up and can see it coming. And that's what ultimately happened to Jamie Burke, and also almost happened to Hayden Dawes himself in a game just a couple of days after. And I think it was when he almost he injured his knee, but fortunately not very badly, when Adler came out and caught him mid-ice. And whenever you do that cross-ice skate in the neutral zone with the puck on your stick, you are setting yourself up a little bit, so you need to be super careful of that. But a fantastic game there by the Ducks. They showed the Rampage all about what Ice HQ is like here at the hard way. And so we're going to wrap it up fairly shortly. So just to remind you, the scores were 7 goals to the Melbourne Ducks, 3 goals to the Brisbane Rampage. Shots on for the two teams, 62 shots on the net for the Ducks, 26 for the Rampage. And apart from a fairly close first period where the Ducks had 21 and the Rampage 4, from then on it was almost entirely Ducks, with the Ducks shooting 15-5 in the second and 26-7 in the third. And almost all of those shots in the third came late, with the exception of a 1 goal. Was gleefully pounced on by Harley Anderson and Barnes with a bit of a, I'm not going to say terribly lucky, but it was a fortunate bounce out the back of Dane Davis, who was probably by that stage a little bit cold. Just bringing you up to date on the points on the ladder at the moment. As it stands, the Ducks remain on top of the ladder after that win with 31 points. The Adelaide Avalanche now 25 points, 5 points clear of the Rampage on 20, and the Coast still on the bottom with 14. I'm a little bit surprised that the Coast went down so badly to Adelaide. They have improved enormously over the last month or so, and honestly, I'm a bit surprised that they lost 1-5 against Adelaide. I thought that'd be much closer tussle, and to be perfectly honest, I thought the Coast were a real good chance to beat Adelaide. But there's always tomorrow, and we'll see what happens there. Ducks' next game is tomorrow at 3:30 p.m. Hopefully we won't have another blackout like we had today, which set us all back a little bit, and hopefully we won't have another check on the boards to wake all our computers up again. All the details, of course, are available on the Ducks webpage and the pacifichockeyleague.com.au and all the relevant social media pages as well. You can watch a replay of this game online as well if you want to. It's a pretty spectacular game for a Ducks fan, and some good opportunities for Rampage players to study it and try and see what went wrong and how can they fix it. Thank you very much to Brandon from Spacequake, all the team here at Ice HQ, especially Ross and Carrie Fisher, Ryan Soupy Hines, Phil Trin, our referees, Ice Techs, and our small army of volunteer helpers. And a huge thank you to everyone who's come along to be part of the Pacific, all the fans who came along here to watch the game, and all of you back home watching this on the live stream. We're thrilled to be able to provide it to you, and we hope we give you the service that you're expecting. It's proving to be a fascinating series, and it's not over. After tomorrow, we'll have a bit of a closer picture on who's going to make it through the finals, but it's certainly not all over yet. The Coast can still make finals. It's not over. They beat the Avalanche, and then the Rampage don't do so well over the next few games, and who knows, if they don't get McTaggart back and it's just Sobchak on his own again, they're going to really struggle. So from Anton and myself, thank you very much for watching, and we'll be with you tomorrow afternoon for Game 2 of Round 8 when the Ducks take on the Rampage again. The puck drops at 3:30 p.m. Bring it on.